Well, and some clips from Mind's Eye is coming out, and I guess it's got some glitches.
Yeah.
Don't know. I have no idea if they're like just choice rare moments or if it's just a super glitchy game. I encountered a glitch in Cyberpunk 2077 earlier, where like there was a guy sitting in a truck in front of me. I got out my gun. I was gonna shoot him after I saved because I was just like, could I shoot someone out of a car? But then the truck disappeared, and he was just floating in the air, and then he disappeared.
Jeez. I need to put a note whenever I finally get the Summer Games Fest reaction video up online. I need to put a footnote in regard to the Splitgate stuff, because I need to indicate, like, yeah, I really put my foot in my mouth on that one.
We didn't notice the MAGA hat. Sorry.
Yeah. Not only that, I also did not hear his disparaging remarks towards other games, which is
I did hear that.
Crap.
I don't care about Call of Duty.
I don't either, but that's not really, that's not okay. Not a thing like that.
But I guess I found the MAGA thing to be worse.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And apparently he's, doubling down on his stuff for that. So,
of course he is.
So
it can never just be like, I didn't know about that. I didn't think about the politics of that. I'm sorry. It's just like, yeah, no, I am in fact a bigot.
Oh boy.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the latest episode of the Sonic Talk podcast. I am your host, Knuckles87, and by the way, GX, you didn't share the screen with me, I think. So I was just
did
guessing
before,
there.
And then OBS crashed, and then
yeah,
that is why I am not sharing the screen currently.
I'm hoping I didn't talk over anything.
Nope, you're good. You actually timed that perfectly. If you hadn't have brought it up, it would have been seamless.
Oh, damn good. All right, so here's my good buddy GX and my other good buddy Shigs. Say hi.
I'm so tired. Hi.
I'm very mad about minute details about the Switch 2 that don't actually impact me.
Oh, like what? What pisses you off?
The part where I have to do an update. I'm very mad that I have to do an update.
So, like, in 50 years, when the internet is dead, all of the Nintendo Switches that were never ever turned on will not be able to access all of their online and backwards.
So that is not even factually true. If you own a physical Switch card, it has the firmware on it that is needed to play that game.
So like a PSP. Oh, so like, does it have the full firmware or just the firmware to play that specific game?
It has. My understanding is it has the most up-to-date firmware of the time that the game was made, the stuff that would be necessary. So it would be like, hey, if you had a launch copy of, let's say, Mario Kart, I believe that has version 19.1. which is far enough that it can play that game, but not far enough that it can give you original Switch backwards compatibility or game share or chat or anything like that.
To be fair, that is technically what I said. Like, I didn't say you couldn't play Switch 2 games.
Well, I mean, whenever you buy a later game, like if you buy Donkey Kong, it may very well have a later version of the firmware.
Yeah, they'll include the later firmware. I'm sure.
Probably.
Like, that is just like a basic thing that all the companies have been doing for a while because it makes it more difficult for pirates.
Yeah.
Now, if you did have to, like, say, trade it in or sell it in the future, and you reset it to factory settings, it would still have the current
updated
firmware, correct?
Yeah, that is correct.
Yeah.
That's how they handle that.
Like it. Oh,
So this will only affect you if you're trying to buy a brand new Switch, like decade or more down the line.
Fun fact, you can actually, if you are connected wirelessly to another Switch 2, or like another, if you're going Switch to Switch or Switch 2 to Switch 2, if the other person who you are playing local wireless with has a higher firmware than you, they will send you the higher firmware, like locally.
man,
So yeah, this
that's
is pretty
pretty
much a
cool.
non.
Yep. So hey,
Gotta love those will it play physical obsessed people making mountains out of non-existent molehills.
the confirmation I got that from was literally from a social media account called Will It Play,
Ah,
based on willitplay.org. They have done the testing for that, and I sent it over to someone who was having
yeah,
a discussion elsewhere regarding
a
like
whole social media account based on that
um,
nonsense.
basically. I mean, well, like
Like
they
I'm
do the
aware of
thorough
them. I'm
testing.
aware of them.
They do the thorough testing. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
doesitplay.org. My mistake.
yeah. I find them. I find them to be very silly.
They are, but like, I mean, you can't deny that they do the work. Like, if for some
They
reason,
do the work that isn't really relevant to anything.
I
So,
sure, but
but in
they
any
do the work.
case,
they live
yes,
they
they
live
do. They
by
do
their
indeed
own
do that.
philosophy, whether or not we agree with that philosophy.
I mean, I guess that's more than what you can say for LFG at least.
Sure.
So moving on to our first big discussion topic, which is the Switch 2 launch discussion. Um,
It launched.
so yeah, and as I understand it, I'm
Came
the
out.
only
Who
one who
knew?
actually I'm the only one who actually went to a midnight event.
No, I went to a midnight event.
Oh, okay. I thought you
I
didn't get it until
tried
the
to,
following
but
day.
I tried to, but screwed up because I didn't prepay the entire thing in advance. It had like a 3 to 7 window,
Yeah,
and
I hadn't
I
heard
thought it was
about
3
that.
p.m. to close.
Jeez.
So, but I screwed up. So I went there at 9, and they're like, "Oh, you're too late. Just have to come back tomorrow." And I'm like, "All right," because I was too upset because there was a very long line, and I didn't want to wait that long. And by then, and
My
I was like,
GameStop
"No,
didn't have that limitation. If you didn't
yeah,
prepay, they just stuck you at the back of the pack.
So my experience was I got one pre-order from Best Buy, a version without Mario Kart, and then I got one pre-order from Walmart with Mario Kart for delivery. I went to the Best Buy pre-order, or to uh, midnight launch, got mine there, went came home, went to bed. First thing in the morning, well, no, before I went to bed, I packaged it all up in a shipping box with address. Then first thing in the morning, sent it out to a friend who was not able to get their pre-order. They needed it next day air, so I had to run over to the FedEx store to have that next day aired to them. Then came home. No, then before I woke up at 7 o'clock, even before I left to get FedEx, Walmart had delivered it while I was still asleep.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I've never had that happen. Walmart was, despite some of the issues with their website, they were incredibly well prepared. They were so well prepared that basically they gave everyone a care package with their
Yeah, I heard
console.
about that. So you got a Coke and what were the chips?
I got an orange cream Coke and a sleeve of pizza Pringles, which I consumed on a previous stream. So I'm
So
not
you
one to talk too positively about Walmart. They are a means to an end for me, but that was a surprise.
so you got so you went to the midnight launch, but it wasn't for your Switch 2.
No, it was not for my Switch 2, but I did get a controller and I did get the one amiibo that they never put up for pre-order was Yunobo from Tears of the Kingdom.
Well, I'm happy for you that your amiibo collection is still complete.
My amiibo collection is indeed still my
I went
retail
by
figurine amiibo collection is still complete. Don't ask
I
me how
went by
much it costs.
GameStop right after work at this Target I was working at, and it was like just 3 doors down, and they had like every amiibo, new amiibo in stock. I was shocked.
Hmm. Mine did not, but I also didn't care because I wasn't looking. So, Shigs, you missed your midnight launch. So you got the next day.
Yeah, I had the next 2 days off, so it wasn't that big of a deal. So once it became available, I just went down there and grabbed it. And by
All
that time,
right.
there's no line. There's like two other people ahead of me because it was right as he opened.
All right. Well, so I did my I was very determined to do a midnight launch for myself because 8 years ago, I think I have told this story before. I was preparing for the Nintendo Switch 1 midnight launch, and like about 6 hours beforehand, I slipped on some detergent in my socks in the laundry room, and I broke my ankle. And
Jesus.
I spent the Nintendo Switch launch in the hospital.
Oof.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that.
And my
I mean, I wasn't there,
housemate
but I remember you talking about that.
Maddie was nice enough to actually go out to the Best Buy the following day, pick it up. I had to change the identity of who was picking it up, and she brought it to me in the hospital, and so I got to I got to open up the Nintendo Switch 2 and play some Breath of the Wild for the first time in a hospital bed
Calling Dr. Mario stat.
right after I woke up from my ankle surgery. So this time I was determined to actually make it, and I did. But my God, was it a thing? So at like 8ish, uh, I took my housemate's Nintendo Switch down to trade in because I was giving them my OLED, and I traded in towards my Switch 2, and I paid it off there. And I was like the last person that day to do it apparently because it got number 99 on my receipt, and I was at the back of the I was at the back of the line for all of the people who had prepaid. But one thing I didn't think too much of at the time was that they were clearly preparing for a big event of some sort. Like there was a Red Bull car out on the sidewalk. There was this big old taco truck uh, on the sidewalk. But like there weren't that many people there, and so I figured, yeah, okay, I guess this makes sense to have like a fun little launch. I guess there'll probably be about 120 people there because it's a console launch. And then I show up a couple hours later at 11:40, and all of a sudden the number of people there have just exploded. There are people on both on both sides of the GameStop wrapping around the building. And like I have no idea what's going on. I'm just thinking, okay, I guess that line is for the people who didn't pre-order. I'm sure most of them are not going to be lucky tonight. And this line, the one I got into, that must be the one for the pre-orders because it's more well defined and everything. And so I walk towards that line. Eventually, like GameStop informs me, a GameStop employee informs me you have to stand here um, to wait because you're number 99. So like get behind these people who are in the 80s and ahead of these people who don't have any numbers. And so like I'm thinking, okay, like I'm number 99. They'll probably let 10 people in at a time. And all these people prepaid, so it should only take like a half hour because they're prepaid. So like just give them the Switch and then they leave. But then I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and for a long time the line barely moves. And I start hearing about like, oh, there's a YouTuber here, there's a YouTuber here, or there's actually 2 YouTubers here. And I'm like, oh, I guess a local YouTuber has
you should have
shown
said,
up for a
actually,
pre-order.
there's 3 YouTubers here, and point to yourself. We get 100 views regularly.
Yeah.
Continue. Oh, no. Did we lose Knuckles?
You hurt his feelings.
No. What happened?
I do not know what
It's gonna
happened.
be one of those nights, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, while we try to figure out what's up.
Uh,
Oh, there you are.
I was talking.
Gone again.
Oh.
Talked for like.
Okay. Okay. So you still can't hear?
I can hear you again.
No, I can hear you now. What happened?
Nothing happened. My still going green on the call.
Weird.
Like I don't know what to tell you.
Okay.
Like like you guys suddenly said I was gone and I had to look and it's like it's still saying I'm talking. Okay, all right. So when did I stop talking?
You said hey, you heard there were 2 YouTubers, and I cracked a joke about you should have pointed to yourself and said there's 3 YouTubers.
Man, so was there just silence for a minute?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, keep going.
Okay.
Keep going.
All right. Anyway, so I'm assuming that the YouTubers are here to pick up their Switches because it's Delray Beach. I'm assuming that like we probably have like a couple minor celebrities in the area. It's a nice area, and so I don't think too much of it. And I'm having fun. I'm talking to the other local Nintendo fans. Like that's why I like going to these events because I can talk to gamers.
Yeah. That's why I'm kind of sorry I missed out. I like that kind of camaraderie and stuff for the midnight
And
launch.
like there
Anyway,
were 2 somewhat awkward boys in front of me that I was as friendly that I was doing my best to be very friendly with, and very active discussion behind me that I would engage in whenever I found an opening. But and I've had my 3DS with me, so I was also street passing. My first street passing in years. It was fun. But so like I'm having fun. Everyone around me is having fun. They're enthusiastic. We're talking about all sorts of stuff, like the kinds of games we want on GameCube NSO and such, and what we hope Mario Kart World will be. But then, like it begins to become apparent that we aren't moving. And like we do eventually begin to move in like brief spurts, but we're not moving nearly as fast as we really should be, given that there's only like 98 people ahead of us. And they're all prepaid, and it's soon and like I soon begin hearing more about this YouTuber, and like he's not just someone picking up a Switch, like he's actually like there doing something with the GameStop. And then I hear that he's like some guy called Dashi XP, which I'm the only person who has apparently never heard of him in the entire event.
I used to watch Lamar Wilson regularly, but he just does shorts now. And he used to have Dashi on his show quite a bit.
Even you know who Dashi is, and
Yes.
Jesus Christ!
If it makes you feel any better, I don't know.
Well, anyway, so Dashi XP, he is a YouTuber. He has 2.8 or 2.5 million subscribers, so he's actually a big deal. And he was at the GameStop doing signings. And the reason why it was taking so long was because GameStop had decided to schedule an event with Dashi XP an hour before the Nintendo Switch launch, and the line had barely moved. Like,
oh my god!
And so, apparently,
I heard about that on social,
I was
on
talking about it.
the internet, and I guess that was your GameStop. No, I didn't hear
Yes.
about it from you. I heard about it from others.
Well, I was tweeting pictures and video, especially as things started to get crazier. But like basically what they started doing was they were alternating between the Nintendo Switch owners and Nintendo Switch 2 people and Dash EXP people. And so like it wasn't just like 100 people, it was 200 people. And half of those people were very focused on doing signings and photos with this minor celebrity. And like as we get close to the store, like his fans start getting kind of wild. Like I posted some video of this on my Twitter where it's like people just started screaming his name and stuff and chanting, and like they were all crowding around the door, and I was thinking, oh good, is he leaving? But no, I don't know why they were doing any of that, but like they were, and like the GameStop people had to come out and tell them, clear a line, clear away, step away from the door. And it turned what was supposed to be just like this fun little Nintendo console midnight launch to this whole big event. So like finally after an hour and 20 minutes, I get to the door. I get in. We're all very relieved. And I finally I get to see what's going on. It's like, okay, there's one line. We go through it. We get to see Dash EXP. We get our console, and then we get to see Dash EXP, and then we get to leave. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't want him to sign my box. That's apparently what he was doing. I don't want. I like
He
keeping
will
things
personally
collectors.
put a staple through your box. So
Thankfully, no.
you
My
can
GameStop
claim,
just
hey, Dashy destroyed my Switch too.
my GameStop thankfully just used stickers. So, I was good there. But like I don't want him desecrating my box because I try to keep these things like collector condition.
Right.
No,
His name will be really valuable in what,
I
like
don't want to
10
be
years
to
when
be
nobody
scrapped.
remembers and whatever YouTubers are not popular now.
What were you saying, Shigs?
I'm saying I don't really care about the collector's edition value of my box at all.
Well, regardless, like in 20 years, that box may be worth something. I don't know. But regardless, I just like keeping things in that condition when I can. But like at the same time, it's like, okay, this is a part of this console story now. I had to go through all this YouTuber crap just to do this, and so I guess I finally get to him. I say, so you're a YouTuber, huh? And some people are apparently getting a kick out of that, because like everyone else knows who he is. And I ask him, okay, I guess politely ask him if he could sign my receipt. And so he signed my receipt. I asked the cash register lady if there's anything else I needed to do. She said no, and I finally left. And as I'm walking out, the GameStop people they clear the way. They say, okay, hey, clear a line, let them get through. And then like on my way to my car, one of his fans asked me, "Did you see Dashy?" I'm like, "Yes," and he asked me, "What did he feel like?"
What was
Which,
his aura?
like, I don't know, dude. He was just a guy. He signed my receipts.
It's the weirdest thing. He left this slime trail on my hand. I don't even know if it was a hand that I shook. It was like a weird tentacle.
But like, yeah, I finally got to my car. I took a few minutes just to let myself, enjoy some quiet, and I drove home. And like I finally got home at like 1:50, and I started setting up my Switch too. And then I spent the next few hours getting everything transferred, doing stuff on Twitter. I started going through a bunch of Nintendo
Oh, here we go again.
Uh-oh. It's gonna be one of those episodes, ain't it?
Yep. I will say when they transfer hard. on
What? What do you
Nintendo
mean?
Switch.
We lost you
Oh,
again.
we lost you again for a second, but I mean, when you
Wait.
transfer, they won't stop downloading until
Oh
your card's
yeah.
almost
Okay.
full.
Yeah. I did have to manually kill everything because I still had a couple of games I wanted to buy off of the eShop the next day, and
And
also
I
I
didn't
didn't want it
know.
wasting all my bandwidth.
So for future reference to anybody listening, who is not going to get their Switch
Yes.
until later, I've been told that if you put all your games into a group, then you can mass cancel the download. I
Well,
haven't
I
tried
just
that
did them
myself,
all
but
individually.
yeah, I don't know. Like I haven't tried it myself. Maybe it's okay, but I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't know what they were thinking with that. It's like I was
But
practically screaming, "Stop! That's enough!" on my screen, you know.
so like while I was transferring transferring everything, I was going through all the eShop cards, getting all the credit up onto my thing. One of them got damaged, but I will say this: if you ever damage an eShop card, Nintendo will very quickly just give you the credit if you contact their customer service and give them like a photo of what
How do
happened.
you damage an
Because they
eShop
get like
card?
they what now?
How do you damage an eShop card?
Well, I was pulling off the tab, and it just some paper just got torn off from it.
Huh,
So
you would be able to peel the other paper off and get the digits?
I know, like I tried peeling the paper off, but it was just coming off in little clumps I couldn't make out. So
Oh, okay.
I had to go to Nintendo
What
for
seems
that,
like
and
a hot air
thankfully they were very good about it. They
plastic,
instantly gave me the credit.
or plastic. Why can't I say plastic for a second? Because say you couldn't use a hot air dryer to melt the plastic.
Like there was just paper stuck
That
on
yeah,
the
that
little
sounds like it
plastic
would make
tab.
it
Like it
worse.
was just
Ah,
yeah.
So for the sake of expedience, let's at least just say what games that we got for it, and then leave discussion of
Yeah.
those games for next episode.
Well, I should at least briefly go over Sonic X Shadow Generations.
Okay.
Because that was the first game I tried out because I wanted to do coverage up for it for Sonic Stadium.
so is
And
this a double dip for you?
it's it is a game I have bought on PC and PS5, so yes. But it's my first
Okay.
on Switch. Now I did this specifically for the coverage, for the record. Because I really the Steam version, the Steam Deck version is more than enough for me. But like, it is a very good port. Like, it runs very well. It's very high definition. Looks very close to PS5 and to like the PS5, the HD versions. Um,
They're all
so
the
like,
HD
Hey, it's
version, my
still
dude.
HD.
yeah, you know
It
what
is
I mean.
HD.
The non-Nintendo versions on more advanced hardware. Like, so hey, like if you're looking for a portable version of Sonic Shadow Generations and you don't have a Steam Deck, I definitely do recommend just getting it on Switch too. It is very good. Um, but yeah, so I spent I stayed up until like 5 a.m. playing it, recording it, getting coverage, trying to figure out how to record it because I actually wasn't sure what frame rates and resolutions the game ran in. The game itself doesn't tell you, and the press release doesn't tell you, so I just kind of guessed. Played a little bit of Mario Kart World, then I passed out in my bed for like 5 hours. And that's my Switch 2 launch.
Beautiful.
Beyond that, later I got Cyberpunk 2077. I got Street Fighter 6.
Me too.
Went ahead and I impulse bought the Switch 2 Tour at Walmart. Because it's like, I really wanted something that shows that like does all the features, and I don't know, this one reviewer on YouTube liked it, so
I-
I'll give it a shot.
to
I'm
me,
sorry. It is homework. It is so boring.
well,
This thing.
I, the way I look at it is, I have not gotten it yet, but I kind of look at it in the sense of like, this is the Switch's coffee table book in application form. Like, if you want to know, like, okay, if you care at all about the engineering that goes into what makes this device, that it is who is for. Like, it is for me. I am not saying I want homework, but I am saying I would love to know the engineering that goes into, like, how you make the kickstand or how you make the speakers. I suspect you probably
Yeah.
aren't, Shakes.
No, I mean that's interesting, but then it gives you all that
It's probably
detail, and
not
then it
worth
gives you a
$10.
quiz, and it feels like when I'm doing like computer training at my retail store, kind of okay. Let's make sure you learned what we taught you and everything to get so you can get your badge points to proceed to the next area. And that's another thing. You have to do a lot of stuff before you can proceed to each area. So, like, if it'll start you off on a Joy-Con, you gotta work all the stuff around there to get to the screen of the Switch. You gotta do all that to get to the next Joy-Con. So
Now, I'm hoping I'll
Well,
it
have
is kind of plotting
impressions
that
by
way.
the
And
time.
one of the things that drives me nuts is there's a little hide and seek where you can find people's missing stuff and return it to
Well,
information
let's
to get
save
nice
full
think
impressions
patch
for
points.
next episode.
yeah, like I
Yeah,
technically played it yet. But one other
I
thing,
think
I
I'll
did
say
also, I did
Astrobot's
also,
Playroom in 8.
Sure.
I did also play some Nintendo GameCube, which I was super excited for before I passed out. I did that too. But yeah, so that is my Switch
Yeah,
2 launch experience.
played some Soul Calibur on that looks great. The Switch to it. They did a great
F-Zero was
job
my
with
game.
the emulations. It was just amazing.
So GX, what games did you get?
I got Mario Kart, obviously, and then I had gotten Fast Fusion, which is the
Oh,
Shin'en developed
I really want to
futuristic
get
racing
that.
game.
I'm probably gonna get it soon.
Like, it's my dude, it's $15. I was shocked.
I
Yeah.
know, but it's like
That's the reason I bought it. I'm like, I can use an extra, Switch 2 game at launch. I guess I'll get this.
it's
And
just
it's
like
pretty good if you like Wipeout, you'll like this.
after the launch, I've basically just been running nonstop. So like I haven't really had a chance to grab g- think through and grab every game yet. That's something I decided, I wanted to get, but I also have to get to my plane.
Yeah, I have like $120 in eShop credit right now, so
Oh, nice.
I'm kind of trying to figure out what exactly I want to get prior to like Donkey Kong to see if there's anything of like significance, either original Switch or Switch 2 or whatever. But
Yeah, have you studied up like which games get a nice boost on the Switch without, having to
well,
pay extras and
the
stuff?
problem is most of the ones that I would be interested in are ones that we know are getting them, or I am specifically interested in trying them because I'm getting them. Like, I did not finish Scarlet and Pokemon Scarlet Violet. I didn't stop them because of performance issues. I just stopped them because I moved on to other games, or like it just like other stuff was coming out at the time that I was a little bit more interested in. But it just gives me a
Mhm.
good excuse to go back to it because it sounds like it at least runs way better.
Hmm. Also heard good things about the Hyrule Warriors games, at least the second one. That
Yeah,
is a
and
game I haven't gotten yet.
I rebought Mario Odyssey used just because I wanted an excuse to rebuy that. I love that game, and plus
Hmm.
it looks a phenomenal in 4K.
Ooh, I downloaded that. I gotta check that out. So Shigs, what games did you get?
Like a lot of the others, I got Mario Kart World and Street Fighter 6. Street Fighter 6 primarily because it was years 1 and 2. I have actually already owned this on the Xbox One, but I didn't really play it that much because year 1 has a pretty short character roster, and having year 2 helps boost that up. Plus, you're
Hmm.
getting Fatal Fury characters that two Fatal Fury characters that I like, and so I went back into it that I have, which I haven't for quite a while. I will say for those who want to go do the online lobby thing where you can play some classic games while you're waiting to play with others, if you don't feel like, if you're kind of shy like me, and don't want to get your butt kicked playing with others, there is an AI robot that you can fight that'll learn your moves and how you fight, and then you'll have like an
Okay,
equal
let's let
footing
let's let's
battles.
save our
Yeah,
impressions for next
we
time.
should. Although
So
we
yeah,
really
let's
do
just
need
do
to
it.
play.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
so
I say
yeah.
Mario Kart's great, Super Spreader. The Fast Fusion, and like I said before, the Welcome Tour. That was pretty much everything Switch 2 related that I got. I did end up. I originally canceled the Pro Controller 2 because it was so expensive. Plus, I could use my Pro Controller 1. The
But then
thing
you heard
is,
that
when you use your
you
other
can't turn it
you
on.
use your other Pro controllers, you have to physically get up and turn your Switch 2 on, and uh, then you can mess with the controller to connect it on. It doesn't turn on from the controller itself. And there's a few like little minor quibbles here and there in comparison. So my Target got a whole second Switch up, a bunch of stuff like Saturday. They got like 8 more Switches and all the other gear and everything. So I'm like, okay, I'll just go ahead and get it now. Plus, I get my discount stuff. So I went ahead and
I
got
will
it.
say
It's very comfy in the hands. Very comfy. Very smooth.
cool. I will say this about the Switch 2. It feels much nicer than the Switch 1. Much more well built. I love the magnetic joysticks. So I'm looking forward
And
to a future of Nintendo on this thing.
I love that I could separate it, and when we're playing like 2 player or 3 player with the nephews, when it comes to the Joy-Con things, you could press the top buttons without it feeling very weird if you don't click in those top portions, which half the time they never do.
Hmm.
And
And
nobody ever bothers half the time.
I just want to say, I also just want to say for the record that I got the Mario Kart 8 edition of the Switch 2. So $50 on that.
Mario Kart World, you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, and yeah, that's the same here. I didn't want to pay a full 80, so I got the $500 one, which is $50 more. So I'm just paying $50 for Mario Kart World,
and
which I
GX,
would have
I
paid
forget.
everywhere.
Did you get yourself the regular version or the Mario Kart World edition?
I was fortunate enough to be able to get the Mario Kart World Edition, but if I
Okay,
hadn't,
cool.
then I would have just got it a la carte.
All right. But for me, this does make it that I have now been getting every Nintendo console launch since the GameCube, so the streak continues.
You
um,
can't always play at launch, unfortunately.
so, uh, so I do want to go over one other thing, but this is Sonic related, so we're technically entering the Sonic portion of the show. Shigs, I hope I'm not putting you on the spot here, but I want you to talk about the Asphalt Legends Unite Sonic events that
All
they
right. Well,
started
yeah,
last week.
I was one day off on that because I was checked the messages I got on the game itself were, I think, for the 28th of May, and the event actually started on May 29th. It's a little confusing where to get to it, but it is at the bottom of the screen with all the menus and that. And then you'll see, Sonic's head down there, special events. You go in there. There's a Sonic Pass you can buy, and you can play the Sonic events. You can purchase a Sonic Pass. I think you can purchase the cart. So I'm looking at it. No, that doesn't look right.
Would you happen to
Anyway,
know
so
off the top
the
of
event
off,
it's
sorry, would you happen to know off the top of your head how much the Sonic event cost?
well, it's pretty much free if you just want to play all the different cars and everything, and then you just want to try this out for the month. You could physically for free unlock the Chow decals, because that's what you're unlocking. You're actually unlocking decals for your different race cars for the main game. But there
Yeah.
is a Sonic special event place that you go to that has a lot of the Sonic music from like Sonic Adventure to like modern stuff and everything. A whole ton of Sonic music, which I was kind of pleased with.
Oh yeah, I
And
heard
then
that in
there
your
are different
videos. That really
stages.
has me interested.
Yeah, there are different stages from stage 1 all the way to stage 21 you can unlock currently. Apparently, there's going to be a second pass before this event's
Ooh.
over. Because that explains why, okay, there's a Sonic decal, there's Chow decal, which is the one free. There's an Eggman, there's Knuckles, there's Tails, there's Amy, and there's Shadow decals. Plus, there's emotes you can also get through the pass. But right now, currently, you can't get Amy, Tails, or Shadow in the decals in the pass. So I'm guessing that's a second event. As you are playing each stage, you can unlock rewards through the stages. There's two kinds. You can either race to get enough rings to extend your time, so you're collecting rings and boosting while you're collecting, and doing your best to boost your car while you're collecting rings. And so you want to keep extending that time as much as possible to collect as many rings as you can, because the more rings you collect, the more stages you unlock. And there's also a racing stages where you're just racing against a fairly difficult racing opponent. It gets more and more difficult as you go. I was able to beat him on the first two stages, stage 2 and stage 4. But ever since then, I can't beat them. But you still get points and everything for doing those.
Hmm.
So I am currently at stage 16, and that's just from collecting the rings and everything and boosting as much as you can to try to lap around and collect more and more of those rings. And you get extra rewards like more car parts for your regular cards, the virtual currency, and all that. But like I said, but the problem is the Sonic Pass itself. It's got a paid pass and a free pass, and
Yeah.
you unlock more through SP. It takes forever in SP for this to unlock. I'm still on the free pass, only on stage
Wait.
2, which
So
where
you
you
have to.
unlock.
So you have to unlock the. So you have to unlock the paid pass.
No, you have to pay for the Sonic Pass, and there's a
Oh,
Sonic Pass you pay for, and then there's a free pass underneath.
okay. So you don't have to pay to unlock. So you don't have to unlock the Sonic Pass before you can pay for it. Then.
Oh no, the Sonic event you don't have to pay for. It's the Sonic Pass.
All right. I think
There's
I
like that's you have
misunderstood
to
you.
pay for, but there's the Sonic Pass that's a paid pass, and then there's a one below that's a free pass. And that's the one with
Okay.
the you get the Chow decal, and that's the first thing you unlock is the Chow decal. Fortunately, because I have been try, trying and trying as much as I can to collect more SP to get to the next reward, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Somebody wants to let me know in the comments because I've been just playing all the events over and over. And I have not unlocked anything. I haven't unlocked even level 3 out of what I think is level 16. Yeah, of the SP pass for the free
Anyway, I
ones.
had been
Thankfully, I
watching
have
your.
not paid for it.
I'd
So
been
but
watching. But go on.
if you don't care about this game that much and you just want to, races. Cars with Sonic decals and everything for a month and listen to Sonic music. This is good for that. It's a very like burnout style of game, and it's fun in that sense. Really, the game hasn't evolved as that much within 5 to 6 years. Same when you play the regular stuff, it's the same kind of music and tracks. But yeah, if you want to have fun doing that for the next month, I think it ends at the end of June. I'd recommend it for that, but I don't know if I'd recommend purchasing the Sonic Pass unless you're really into, Asphalt to begin with.
I've been watching the gameplay footage that you've been putting up for us, and I think the game does look very fun. So
Yeah,
I've been interested in checking it out.
I'll say yeah, the Game Loft guys. But where's it for the microtransactions? They make pretty excellent games. It's a good burnout, copycat, and it's like what I say about Speedstorm. I like Speedstorm because it's got a great kart racing engine behind it. It's just got a whole mess of microtransactions and other kinds of
Hmm.
season pass nonsense that kind of pull it down, which is a shame.
Okay. Um. So that's all you have to say.
Pretty
We're
much
gonna
it.
move on. We're gonna move on to
Yes.
the Sonic Mobile corner. Um. So we had some interesting developments this month. Uh, Sonic the
That's putting it
Sonic.
lightly.
Yeah.
We had a whole ass mobile game launch quietly in the Philippines. Sonic Blitz. Sonic Blitz is a card battle game, I guess is the term. Where like you have two, or like you and your opponent both have two lanes, and you put cards down in the lanes, and then you can like hit the dash button, which causes the cards to attack.
It's
And
it's a Marvel Snap like.
yeah,
Like
Yeah, a little bit.
No, not a little bit. No, it's a Marvel Snap like. Like it is right down to
Well, I
how
guess
the
you would know.
cards look.
You paid for it. I mean, you didn't pay for it, but you've been playing it.
Yeah.
but yeah, so we've both been playing it. I am the virgin. I'm the one who's never played these video games before.
I mean, I'm not exactly well versed in it, but I play a lot of a lot. I have played tabletop games and care about tabletop games, and have played a lot of collectible card games. And boy, have I experienced listening to people talk about Marvel Snap a lot whenever that game came out.
I played the Marvel Snap for the first like 2 or 3 months it was out. It's a solid game.
Sure.
I have never touched it. I have never touched these games ever because I find cards to be boring. Apparently, the trick is to just put Sonic characters on them. That just like activates a primal part of my brain that like can override how boring cards are and be all like, it's the bird guy from Tails Adventure, and Chief Pachacamac. He got
Yeah.
a new 3D model.
Look. At some point, Knuckles is the easiest to make happy out of all of us because you don't even have to try that hard to pander to him. Like you just have to.
Surrenders.
You just have to put in a character that nobody gives a crap about, and he will be excited for that, even if he does not care about the game in the slightest.
Oh my god! 3D Mighty and 3D Ray. They actually have 3D models, and they like have little animations. And the conductor from Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh. Like, and like, you know what, I had decent fun with it. Like it currently,
it's all right.
it currently lacks card variety.
Yeah, but also this, to be clear, this game isn't air quotes out. This is a technical test. There's a reason why it's only out in the Philippines, and it's to make sure, like, hey, how are people reacting to this? Does this technically function? Like, do all of the main services work? Like, you can't right now, you can't even spend money in it. Like that's the level of air quotes out that it's at. Like you can tell what they want you to spend money on. There is a storefront like thing, but it's not like playable in that like you can only get so far.
You can't spend any money.
As far as I can tell, you can't even play multiplayer. Like I think everything
I'm
you
pretty
fought
sure
is just bots.
CPU.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on one hand, I agree. Like card variety, card ability is very limited at the moment, but at the same time, like there is no reasonable review that we could give of this because it's not like it's not a real game yet. But what they are showing is interesting and seems like it could have some promise. Like I came into the demo very I feel like I have to admit it's very cynically. Like, hey,
you said that it looked like a garbage card game.
Yes.
In the Discord chat.
Those were my words. I said it looked like trash. And then I play as like, okay, no, it has some ideas. It is still very much trying to crib Marvel Rivals, or not, I keep calling it Marvel Rivals, Marvel Snap. It's it seems like it could be interesting, but also I would need to see, number one, how they plan on monetizing, because unlike Marvel Snap, which I don't know if it still does this, but this game is very much open a bunch of packs in the same way that Pokemon TCG Pocket is. And you got to have cards that have like good synergy among them. Like right now, you can kind of put cards together that work. The sort of the left or right lane dash mechanic does have a bit of I don't know, psychological play. Like, you kind of have to make your opponent think what you're doing in each lane, and you could choose the other lane if you want. But right now, a lot of it just comes down to like, okay, I found a strategy that works. I can maybe find slight alternatives to that strategy, but by and large, I'm just still building to, okay, get like 3 people on. One of them should probably be Ray. The last one should probably be Wave, and then just send them out to do as much damage as I possibly can, and just repeat as best as I am able.
Like, different cards have different qualities. Some will like affect the battle, the battle strength or health of other buddies, or only have their abilities activate in certain lanes.
I have concerns about the upgrade system. If it does the thing where if you get doubles of cards, then you don't get like another copy of that card. You basically have the opportunity to upgrade that card and give it new abilities or give it stronger abilities, and that feels like the whiff of possible pay to win mechanics in a way that I don't love in a PvP scenario.
Yeah.
So
that is certainly possible, but that's also kind of one of the only ways I think you could get a game like this to work, because like the Sonic cast, the core Sonic game cast really isn't big enough to carry a card game, which I imagine could be one of the reasons why we're seeing what we're seeing in the Datamine. So like as usual, when this game came out, the data miners got to work on it, tearing it apart. It's apparently a very easy process to do. Like, I've never done it myself, but as I understand it, like, it's just like a matter of opening files and seeing what's inside.
I am not here to give anyone a tutorial on how to extract files from a game, but I will, in the abstract, say that hey, Unity extraction is a solved problem. And this is a Unity game.
Yes. But like I don't know, they've been data mining these Sonic games for like a decade now. But so like this came out, they cracked it open, and they immediately like got all the assets, including unreleased stuff like high quality assets of Dr. Fukuraka from Tails Adventure, who like has a full ass render and card in there and everything, and like 3D models of Norman from Sonic Rush Adventure. You remember Norman from Sonic Rush Adventure, the polar bear? So like they are digging deep for this already because they kind of have to. But what is most interesting is that we have characters from the North American Sonic canon in here, specifically the Freedom Fighters.
Okay, no, we need to add some caveats to this.
A little bit because there's important context.
Because
I'm not believing that.
There is an incredible amount of misinformation going on about what is in here, so I want to make sure that this is extremely explicit. Right. Okay.
I big jump ahead a bit. Okay, so like
number one, okay. So people are continuously asking, is Sally in this game? And my answer is, you need to clarify what in this game means. Do you mean that she... Okay, hold on. I got this.
All right.
If you are asking if she is a card that is currently in the game that you can collect and use, no. If you are asking if she has a 3D render in the game or any graphics or any audio or anything like that, no. If you are asking if there are unused strings in the game's master list of string translation database that refer to her by name and description, yes, there are unused strings that refer to her by name and description. That is the entirety of her presence.
Although that is also true for various IDW and game characters.
That is also true, yes.
So it's like yes. So but so like we don't know why these are in there, but my assumption would be that like Rovio knows that they need a large number of characters for a game like this to work, and so they are digging deep into characters in the Sonic franchise that Sega owns. One interesting detail about this is that like it's almost all stuff that Sega definitely owns. The one exception being Hawk from
Sure.
issue 103 of Archie Sonic, which was the Fantastic Four parody. Which, for all we know, maybe they own the stuff from that. Like,
Yes.
we don't know the full legal ramifications. But, like, there's no Pender's characters, there's no Sonic the Comic characters. It's all, like, post-reboot Archie stuff, aside from Hawk.
Well, D-Days in chat says that maybe they're no longer afraid of being sued by that. No, they own these characters. Like, Ken Penders does not own any of the core freedom fighters. Like, he strictly does not, because they existed before he was even attached to the project in any way whatsoever. They existed as far back as when the Deke cartoon started.
Like we recently discovered that documents that show that Sega does indeed own those characters.
Sega just owns them. Now, my take on this is not necessarily, though, that it means, oh, they're going to be in the game.
Yes.
No, my take is, when you are developing a game, you need to populate things with test data. And with this being such an early release and such an unannounced release, it's very possible that some of the test data is still in there. Like, people have identified, hey, the description of Sally and Nicole, those are just taken and maybe slightly modified from wiki articles, which you would not want to put in a final product, which is fine, because they're not in a final product. They're not even in the game. They are in data artifacts that are hidden deep within the game. That said, I do agree with you. If there is any circumstance where they could reappear, this seems like the most sensible place to do it. And this is not me saying that it will happen. It is me saying this is the one place where I think it would make some amount of sense. Because, like you said, card games like this have a different style of content churn than most other mobile service games. They need to have a consistent output of new characters and new concepts and new mechanics that they can draw from.
And you can only put Sonic in a new hack so many times,
and even then,
like a card game.
You'd be surprised.
But the thing is, like, giving Sonic the hat does not fly for a card game audience in the same way that a new character does. I understand not me, but we as a fan base freak out a lot when an IDW character that we haven't had previously makes it into the frickin' Roblox game. Like, there's a reaction to that is kind of ridiculous. But there is also a pretty strong reaction whenever they create Shadow, who is in a cowboy version, and you get to play as him in the mobile games. But
and speaking of IDW, by the way, Lanolin is the only IDW character to have like assets in the game right now, which is
Sure.
interesting because like she has not been featured in anything else as far as I know. Like not even Speed Simulator.
Yeah, and that's certainly true for a lot of characters that we saw in there, especially ones that only previously existed in the classic format,
Yeah.
like
Like there's indications of like Modern Mighty. Modern Mighty has a model in this too.
yeah, technically, Modern Mighty and Modern Raid don't exist. Like they do not exist within the. They exist as an abstract concept that can be referenced, but they don't exist as characters that let's say for example IDW wanted to tell a story with them, they would not be allowed. Let's say that a toy maker wanted to make figurines of them, they would not they would not be allowed because these are two separate licenses that have their own set of characters and rules attached to them, much in the same way that everyone gets mad that like, no, we want a classic Shadows. Like, well, no, they have a line they draw between what can be in one license and what can be in the other
I
license.
want
And
non-canon classic Shadow, goddammit. Non-canon. Just a skin.
well,
It's all I want.
you're not going to get that because there are different attitudes that they take towards the classic stuff and the modern stuff, and that they have reasons to create those separations. Whether or not you like
Stupid
those
reason.
reasons is a completely different conversation. But they have branding reasons, they have philosophical reasons, they have just general brand management reasons. But effectively, classic Sonic and modern Sonic are different characters. They are different worlds. You can talk about how, oh, they're canonically connected, but that's not the point. The point is, in terms of the brand, they are not connected until they decide that they want to have something carry over from one to the other.
And to just like give everyone some context in regards to like how big these games usually are, Marvel Snap currently has well over 400 character cards in it. Like I looked that up. It's got a lot of characters in it. Meanwhile, like this game, even including everyone mentioned in a text string, like it barely breaches 100.
Yeah.
Oh. Like, like if this is gonna work, like either they're gonna have to dig deep into their selection of characters that they own, or they're gonna have to figure something else
You
out.
pull a Sonic Rumble and you put in a bunch of avatars.
But come on, uh,
Non-human citizen number 59. There you go.
Nice. We're getting a card of Burger Man. They can't. They won't be able to help themselves.
yeah. I mean, I hope we get some fun little callbacks, fun little Easter eggs like that in here.
I like
Um,
as much as I am, as much as like the memification hurts me on a spiritual level. There is a degree to which like, okay, but you can do that for a card game. Like
and
I'm looking at the cards in the recent and extremely well beloved Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering sets, and they have a card that is a spell of suplex, and the image is someone preparing to suplex a train. Like, you know what, like there is, if there's effort put into it, like it can be delivered in a card a little bit better and a little bit more elegantly than just like, I don't know, putting it in any of the other mobile games where you control a 3D character.
And by the way, like Sonya is another character that Sega owns that did appear in the text string. So like, I'm really hoping this stuff is accurate because like if Sega actually starts diving in to these like obscure ancient characters from this dead media, like
Well,
that will get me to play this game for a while.
that's the concern I have is like, are you approaching this as well, maybe these characters will be in this game, and then I get to play more of this game. Are you coming from the standpoint of, well, if they appear in this game, they could be in other things? Because that's... I'll let you answer, and then I'll have my reaction.
Sorry, I just
I
got a
think
text. So,
I was gonna say that's what I think is gonna happen with a lot of people if like the Sally card comes in and like, oh my god, they can totally use Sally. Maybe if we get demand enough, they'll use her in other stuff. Come on.
That's
It's
my...
like
yeah,
no,
That's my
no.
concern. Like, people are people are taking this in the same, like, all of the reaction to this aren't, oh, this is an interesting, good card game. It's all, oh my god, this character's in it. Does this change everything about these
like
games and what could be used
I'm gonna
where?
be
And
honest. That is at least somewhat my mindset, because like as far
oh,
as I've known, like they were never going to touch these characters with a 10-foot football ever again. So if they do, that will make me happy purely on that ground alone,
I
because
I
it's
just find
something which is more than nothing,
I just
which
find that so
indicates some
sad
sort of
though. Like,
change.
I just find that so incredibly sad though, that like there is such the obsession of like what characters are in what games that we don't even
Like
care about the
ultimately,
games.
my hope is that Sega will get to a point where they feel comfortable, like at least reprinting their old Archie comics again. And if, like, I don't know, maybe this character appearing in this new game will get them to that point. like that's
I
just what how I'm gonna approach this.
I just find it incredibly depressing that we can't obviously, hey, part of it is it's the card game isn't widely available. Like, I get that. I get that's the context that this falls under, but it does depress me that like the only like we get Marine in the Roblox game, and the only conversation around it is, "Oh my god, Marine's in the Roblox. That means she could be in
Yeah,
other things." And we don't actually talk about the games.
They just don't want to use her.
I mean, like she has started to like pop up and stuff like IDW again, so that's nice.
Where is she in IDW?
She appeared in that annual last year. That was like her first speaking role in the comic book
Okay,
ever.
I guess
Yeah, it's just like Sega doesn't really have that much use for her, so they don't really use her.
I please care about the things that these characters are in
I
instead
mean,
of
look,
just like
listen,
caring
like
about their existence, because then that like you've reduced these characters to a symbol rather than being a character that we have expectations of that exist to tell a story or experience gameplay.
hmm. Well, hopefully Sega lets us get back to that point one day. In any case, so some quick other things. We got a new confirmation of Outlaw Shadow, which is totally unsurprising, given that we did like get that little tease of him in the background of Sheriff Sonic. He doesn't have a gun, unfortunately, which makes me a little sad, but whatever. And also, Sir Lamorak just had his event over in Sonic Forces. Um, I managed to unlock him barely while I was on my trip and get the video uploaded. It was a bit of a pain in the ass, but it's up over on our YouTube, and he's a fun little character, I guess. Definitely not the best of the Black Knight crew, but I don't know. He's Jet, so probably shouldn't expect him much. Um, moving on. Hmm. Oh right, yeah. This is actually Mobile Corner news.
Yeah, no kidding. That's why I arranged it this way.
Well, I tend to think of Sonic Rebel as a PC game now, but I guess that's really only for us.
It's going to be one of the main it's one of their main service games. I think it deserves to be in the conversation with the mobile stuff, whether
All
Yeah,
whether
right.
you're
I
playing it
think
on...
it's primarily a mobile game, first, and it's a PC game second.
So yeah, Sonic Rumble got an update, and it brought us brought us more characters from another corner of the franchise. The Sonic Prime cast, and unfortunately, like they didn't really make it easy for us in the
creator program.
creator program to unlock, so we got no footage, but I am nevertheless happy with the selection because we got Mr. Dr. Eggman, who I think this is his first time appearing in anything. Like, for being like kind of the main Eggman, he does not get much
It's an action
attention.
figure.
Oh, he did get that. That's true.
There,
We
there,
also got 9.
the problem is
Oh,
like
yeah.
there's not a lot of Eggman isn't playable in a lot of these in a traditional way. Like with standard Eggman, even in Sonic Speed Battle, like he is in his eggcraft. So I don't think Mr. Dr. Eggman has an eggcraft.
He does not, no. And technically the only other alternate Eggman skin is the Lego Eggman skin.
Yeah.
But then we also got 9, which awesome. You know, not, the 9 model does look great. And we got Rebel Rouge, which I think this is also her first appearance in anything. Because honestly, like it's mostly been about Amy Rose and like Knuckles the Dread and stuff like that. And finally, we did also get Prime Sonic, which is just like Sonic with new shoes and gloves. So you know, perfectly in line with with Sonic Rumble. But these are all very nice looking models. So like I appreciate them.
Do they have any ability? Okay, so do they reuse the abilities of the core characters? Like if I have 9, can 9 use Tails' exclusive abilities?
I have no idea
Oh, that's right.
because I have not been able to buy them.
Okay, yeah, that's you know what you said that. I apologize.
Um,
How about like other skin type? Like you've at least played some of the other skin type characters.
for the other skin type characters, the everything from the regular characters does transfer over to them.
Okay,
So
I am seeing. So looking at the footage that we actually have up right now, 9 has a. It is considered a skin. Well, although I guess they're all considered skins.
okay.
But it does have a Tails logo on it. I am wondering
guessing
if
that
he is
means
considered
that
a subset
he
of all
does
Tails.
count. Yeah, I'm guessing that means he does count as a tail skin, and so therefore would have all access to all the tail specific abilities. Yeah,
Okay.
I hadn't considered hadn't thought of looking at that. Yeah, that's true. I do know that like you know there are characters that they're like considered their own skins, like the altered the Sega characters and such.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Like you couldn't turn Opa Opa into another character. Like Opa Opa is Opa
No.
Opa.
So yeah, so we had a surprise Sonic Prime Rumble event, which if you have access to the game, I think that's going on for about another week. And finally, the mobile ports for Sonic CD and Sonic 4 Episode 2 are being discontinued. Now, GX, I think you covered that.
Did I?
I don't know. I guess no, I did not.
I
this was about around the time when I started getting really busy with
did
stuff.
did any of us cover it? We might not have covered.
Okay, I'm bringing up.
It. We might have missed it.
I'm bringing up the article right now. The Dominator covered it. That's right.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
I guess took his article and I guess promoted it.
Good,
but
good.
yeah, Sonic CD and Sonic 4 Episode 2 are both getting end of support.
And I believe
services.
it just means that they're like, hey, any sort of online features will no longer be functional, but you can still, hey, if you own the game, you can still play offline. I also don't know if it means they're being delisted. I don't think it does.
This probably does mean that they're not getting updated anymore.
Probably, which kind of matters in the world
sure.
of Android as standards change. Like as games age, like if you're not upkeeping them for newer hardware, stuff does tend to stop being compatible with newer versions of Android or newer configurations of phone.
And that can also be true to a lesser extent with Apple.
Very much so, yes. Apple has their big division between when they went from a 32-bit processor to a 64-bit or 32-bit architecture to a 64-bit architecture, and
Yeah, and
that
so
broke
like I'm guessing that
compatibility for a lot.
I'm guessing anything that's been upgraded since then will probably be good for a long while.
And it sounds like that they are thinking about shifting processors at some point in the near future, but I don't follow Apple enough to know for certain. So take that with
I don't remember
an
hearing
ounce.
about that.
I could be wrong. Maybe they already did it, or maybe I don't know. I don't own an Apple. I have very few Apple products. It's just something that I vaguely thought I heard. So don't take that too seriously. But I don't know. They're probably always at least thinking about like, what's going to be the next pivotal change? Should we make a pivotal change? Is there going to be a change that breaks things? And if it does, like what things will and will not work? Because there's a whole slew of apps that were effectively dead whenever they swapped the architecture before and are effectively no longer playable on newer phones unless the original
Yep.
software
Think of all
developer
those
gave an update.
Java-based flip phone games and can no longer be played anymore.
That's sort of a comparison. It's slightly less of a dramatic shift than that, but it's more of like a shift of, hey, we changed processors and OS architecture, and that kind of f's it up. Ironically, there are some pretty good emulators for the old Java games, both for PC and for phone. So,
Huh. Well, I can confirm that at the very least, Sonic CD Classic and Sonic 4 Episode 2 are still listed. But okay, there's some Sonic Dream Team thing that I just noticed that I've never heard of before. It looks like new skins are coming to the game. Including
News to
I'm
me.
looking at what?
So that's news to me.
Is this like brand new news?
I mean, I've never heard of it. It's on the. I had never got a press release, and like I'm seeing a picture of Valentine's Day Rouge on the Apple Store right now.
Okay then.
So I guess they are they either I missed something or they are doing a new update tomorrow at 4 a.m.
I mean, Sonic. So of all the hard light mobile games, Dream Team is the one that I think needs skins the least. So that's kind of surprising to me.
Oh yeah, collect costumes.
That's a decent game on
update.
its own. It doesn't really need too much to it.
Okay, so major update happening Thursday 4 a.m. Collect costumes, unlock character skins, and new reward track.
I'm assuming that they're probably recycling costumes from some of
Oh yes,
other games.
I saw what looked like Samurai Shadow. There's Night Tails, Bounty Hunter Knuckles, Amy Unicorn Cream, Amy wearing that strawberry thin costume. Oh, and Pirate Sonic.
Okay.
So yeah,
okay, they seem to be previous assets from other mobile games. So.
Oh yeah, definitely.
When do I get to play as Bongo, the Danimals monkey, in Sonic Dream Team?
When Sega does another thing with Danimals.
It was Danimals, right? It wasn't Go-Gurt or anything? Or is Go-Gurt part of Danimals? I don't know. I'm asking stupid questions that don't need to be answered.
But I kind of want to report on this, but we really do need to continue this.
Keep going.
So anyway, but okay, surprise news: Sonic Dream Team costumes coming. I assume it's gonna be working on like the Tails challenges thing, and it's coming Thursday 4 a.m. So I guess we'll be covering that in the future. So moving on. To fandom news, which is not something that we often get to do.
This one was really stupid, though.
Yes. So, Fidel, Game Cage. We love him. He's like the biggest Sonic YouTuber. He's big.
That's a
What?
that's a
I don't
strong
follow him,
reaction.
so I don't know him.
I also do not follow him. He seems like one of those kinds of YouTubers who is just overly positive and mostly about like being excited about everything that is happening.
Well, I mostly see him as I see him associated with a lot of Sonic stuff, so that does seem to be a pretty big part of what he does.
Sure.
So that is why
I'm
I
not
said
disagreeing
Sonic
that,
YouTuber.
but he seems to pitch himself as a hype fan, which you know
Sure.
that bristles against it bristles against everything that I care about as someone who really likes
Yeah. I'm
editorial
not I'm not
Like
authenticity.
that's like,
surprised.
please
It's
sponsor
why I
me
said
kind of a
Sonic
YouTuber.
YouTuber, not Sonic news person or whatever.
Yes.
But anyway, so he got hacked. First, his YouTube got hacked and he lost access, but what's more relevant to us is his Twitter got hacked and it got used to push this really weird crypto scam.
Yeah.
of a Sonic NFT token. GX, you spent like a day writing this up. Why don't you get us going on this?
I mean, you said most of it basically.
Griff fast.
Yeah, it sounds like his YouTube got hacked. It sounds like, and I did not experience this directly, but like people are suggesting that it was because he got a fake sponsor thing that.
Isn't that what he said on the stream?
I did not watch the full stream. I
well,
watched.
okay, that's not what someone in our Discord said.
That is so what someone said. I am saying what someone said. I am not saying that is a thing that I personally experienced for the sake of accuracy. But yes, it pointed to this sort of Sonic meme coin project that seemed to be happening, or that seemed to have some sort of landing page. They were pitching a very specific platform for it. I am under the impression that the web page was either entirely AI generated or like very heavily templated because nothing on it was functional. All of the links were broken except the ones that were to bring up like basic modals to display like some certain information. Uh, and basically it was like, hey, we've got this Sonic meme coin. You're gonna want to get it. Like, it's a meme coin, so it's for entertainment purposes only over on this blockchain, and you can get merch for the meme coin. Some of which makes reference to rug pull as a joke, which I understand is something
too fast for the rug pull.
which number one is something that people within that crypto space actually do because they are all like irony monsters who hide the fact that everything they have is valueless by telling you, yeah, everything we have is valueless. and then go in and basically use their crypto chips as gambling stuff. And
it also seems to be connected to some kind of like mini game, like an.
They're pitching one. It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
But apparently they're saying like, yeah, you could use your NFT, you could use your crypto coins to do something with the game. Of course, that doesn't exist yet, nor does any of the merch. Nor
will it ever exist.
Nor does the coin. Nor does the coin. As
like I was very brave and I clicked buy token. I do this stuff on my iPad, so like I'm not gonna
I clicked the same thing because it's not like the thing is, I don't have a crypto wallet. They can't actually take anything from me. So what are they gonna do? But I would say the thing that seemed most funny and also upsetting in equal measure was they were using like screenshots of him
Oh
to
yes,
pitch it, like
like
AI modified
AI
screenshots.
generated AI. They use an AI generated homunculi of him to like of him like holding a sign saying the $ Sonic by $Sonic,
And
and
it does not
Lord.
look like him, but it
yeah,
also looks close enough that if you're not paying very close attention, you could mistake it for it
like
being him.
if you're looking at it in like a small tweet on my iPad, which is how I discovered it. Like it will look a little bit like him, and like so I'm thinking, wait, what is? Don't tell me he's getting on this crypto stuff. And then took me after like a couple of minutes of investigation. I was like, oh wait, no, okay, this is fake. Something's wrong here.
They put an image of him through a video maker to basically create this bizarre animation of him standing up and uh, phasing out of existence. And you can tell where the boundaries of the video were, because as soon as you can see where there's a telltale sign of like, okay, I understand that this is like a Smash Brothers poster, and this is a poster of like an anime lady, and here's a poster of Supersonic. And then as soon as he stands up and the camera pans up, it's like everything goes to hell. Like the Smash Brothers poster has 3 deformed blonde anime women on it. The bottom half of a woman in another poster just becomes a head. The Supersonic poster just gets like nonsense text above it, like it's some sort of magazine or something. It like you can tell how absolutely miserably bad and lazy this all is, and it's like
And what's really
nonsense.
weird is that, like, you know what? They could have made something much more convincing with a simple Photoshop.
Well, that's
Like,
the problem. The problem is crypto doesn't live on being convincing. It lives like the actual currency in cryptocurrency and anything blockchain related is just getting attention, which unfortunately we are giving it by reporting on it, but also
yeah, but
reporting like,
thankfully, like, the token isn't real, so
yeah, that's kind of why I'm a little bit more willing to do this, is because by the time that this actually goes through, like it was all taken down and it's all, I can't imagine there's any bit of our coverage of it that actually adds value. Like we are making fun of it. We are poking fun of like how bad this stuff is. I would like to believe that nobody who is in the crypto space is actively following us to kind of see like, oh, I should be aware and paying attention to this. And that's at least kind of the perspective that I'm hoping, that like that we are not causing a problem by reporting on this.
oh, I'm sure it's fine.
Or I shouldn't say causing a problem. I should say giving a platform to a trash monster who has not earned it. We'll say.
Hmm.
So,
But
Well, you're just
but
basically helping report, fraud. That's nothing wrong with
more or
that.
less, like I honestly I guess found it to be like kind of funny.
oh, it's
Like,
very funny. Like it's very funny, but like
not for Games Cage. I feel really bad
no,
for
it's
everything he went through.
like
I
let me
just
be
want to make
clear.
that.
I think the crypto garbage is hilarious because it sucks
Yes.
so bad. It is so freaking lazy. You can tell all of the places where this falls apart pretty immediately, because people who are involved in this stuff don't know how to actually make things. If you're making things with an AI video generator, it's because you have no idea how to make real videos. You just have
Hmm.
no talent to do so.
Yeah.
But it's also
No talent for Photoshop either.
incredibly violating to have a con artist make deep fakes of you. And like let
Yeah.
call it what it is. They made deep fakes of him. That's what
Yeah.
literally what they did. So it sucks. And we're trying to bring some levity to it, but it does not take away from the fact that it sucks.
Yeah. But the actual scam was funny. Like the whole token thing was just wildly stupid.
The happy ending is that it sounds like he got both his YouTube and his Twitter back, and
Yeah.
without too much issue, and without any of the existing content being impacted. Apparently, whenever the YouTube was taken over, whoever took it used it to basically put a bunch of crypto, like conference videos or something from another channel and sort of prop up attention for those things. Like I don't get what the target was. Like that's kind of what I'm really confused about, is like, do they think they're going to get Sonic fans with this? Like, is that what they think they will do? Because like if you need crypto fans are idiots. Like they're idiots who only understand things through the venue of their specialty gambling things. It's like, okay, everything is centered around, okay, I don't care about this, but I do care about memes and things that will make me money, or things that will lose me money, or things that I could trade for money, or showing people the money that I have made through these things. That is my entire lens on the world. But I don't think you're going to catch any like Sonic fans who followed this person to participate in this. That's it's weird.
Like, I don't know. I can only assume that
Yeah.
that they target him just because he's big. Like, it was maybe this whole thing just feels like a prank or something. I don't know. Or like a malicious prank, I suppose I should say. But so moving on to the next item on our agenda. Trying to bring my, there we go. Okay, so merch news. Merch news got kind of interesting for me personally, even though because
Is
like,
it
you know how I love my...
hey, some obscure characters are getting represented in some format that doesn't really give them any more character?
Well, okay. Funko Pop, that's a very hard sell for me, even like when it's with characters like that. But regardless, yes, Funko Pop is giving us Blaze, Jet, Espio, and Neo Metal Sonic, who actually looks kind of cool. You know, every now and then, like, a character manages to like somehow work with their ugly style. Like, usually when they don't have fully detailed eyes to begin with.
I
um,
I
so
I
like
I have never gotten the appeal of Neo Metal Sonic. Like,
well, but Neo Metal. He's got like this cool black trench coat, and he's got like more
no.
modern Sonic physique to him,
What
and like big spikes.
like okay, I get that I get that we all lived through 2003. We all lived through the Matrix movies coming out. That changed a degree of culture in a way that is profoundly cringe-inducing now. I guess I don't get why we still... maybe I've answered my own question, because we are living through the 2000s nostalgia right now. Oh, dear God.
Yes, we are. But like, I don't know. Honestly, like, it's not that special for me because, you know, he's also getting some Jack specific merchandise, albeit Jack specific merchandise I've never seen. So, you know, there is like that does reduce some of the
Please
coolness
don't
of
bring
this.
back a return of the aesthetics of the Matrix. Like, I'm not going to argue one way or the other on what the Matrix represents as a piece of cinema. I understand that it has a lot of interesting things to say, but I am going to just put my foot down and say the aesthetics of it have not aged well. And I think the aesthetics of things that have built themselves off of it have not aged well.
The one Funko Pop I can see myself getting is like something based in Archie Sonic. That would probably be what I would take, because I'm just so desperate for it at this point.
You know,
But
you can
moving
still read
on.
those comics. Like, the comics still exist.
Yeah, but those comics never got merch. Never,
Yeah, they got
ever got
comics.
merchandise.
They got the important part where the stories are.
Like, even like as a kid, I want toys those characters. I was so sad we never got them. But regardless,
There technically is merch of some of the Archie stuff. Like, early on, when Sally was considered a canonical like a brand Bible character, they did make really old merch of her. Like,
there is some very rare, very expensive merchandise of Sally from Sega Australia. But I want something I don't have to spend like $500 on. But anyway, moving on to more affordable plushies. I'm definitely like I've been screaming about how much I love Great Eastern Entertainment's Sonic plush line for a couple years now, and that is set to continue with their latest batch of characters, Omega and Ray the Squirrel. Oh, because like now with this, Team Dark is finally complete, and
was
Ray the
that
Squirrel,
important?
for me it was.
Yeah.
I know you don't like Shadow stuff.
No,
But,
no,
you
no,
know.
no, no. Here's the thing. I really like Omega. I, you know, I think Rouge is a better character than she is often given credit for. Especially in light of the people who complain about her current voice actress, which I think is
Yeah.
fine. I just don't see the necessity to say, well, Team Dark's complete.
Okay, well, regardless, that's something that other people care about.
Clearly.
So yeah. So but I'm also really happy to get Omega
Yeah.
because like I already got Gamma. And so now it's like I finally have Gamma and E102 Omega in like the same merch line and stick them right next to each other and stuff. And I guess I love doing stuff like that with these plushes.
I'm a robot dumbass. Like, I will buy a cool looking robot, maybe not right this second, but I also own Gamma. It's cool looking.
Yeah, and Omega is also really cool looking.
I keep interrupting you, Shigs. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, that's fine. I'm not really a major GE plush collector unless there's like a super rare character for me. I'm the guy who ends up getting a few Funkos here and there, although I've cut that way back on that. I might get a Blaze Funko, but maybe not. She's currently sold out, and I'm not like crazy, mad
I
about it
have
if she's not
decided that
doesn't come back.
GE is what is the Sonic merchandise I'm going to focus on because it has the widest selection of characters, and
Yeah, I totally see that.
I feel really happy about that because it's like finally we have like a good Ray plush. Like we've never had a Ray plush before.
So Knuckles. I'm okay. I am going to warn you,
Yes.
and I say this as someone with experience. If you decide that the path that you want to go on is collecting plush, that has consequences, and those consequences are space. I had to go to.
I'm already aware of that. I have a box
Which is why
that they've all
I
been going
have.
into.
So I have every single Build-A-Bear, My Little Pony Friendship is Magic plush. I have all 4 Ninja Turtles from Build-A-Bear. I have Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails from the movie. I have all 3 Animal Crossing characters, though I don't have them in multiple costumes or anything. I went to Target over the weekend to purchase 2 bookshelves so that I could have a place for them. And I had previously ordered a bunch of Build-A-Bear stands so that I could stand them up. And I also went and got some Joanne fabric stands a while back so that I could stand up my other smaller plush. And now I'm screwed because Joanne Fabrics is gone through bankruptcy.
Yeah,
Where am I going to get my stands from?
Oh boy, I guess you could check
Michael,
Amazon.
maybe?
Like for me personally, when I had to put them away a couple months ago, I just got a big plastic box from Walmart and I shoved them all in.
I mean, I also have one of those for other plush, so
But
congrats.
like,
Welcome
I'm
to the nightmare.
I'm only getting them from Great Eastern Entertainment, no other plush
They make so
manufacturer.
many of them, though.
Yes, I know, but at the very least, like I'm getting one of each character, and has to be like the same line of plush. So I'm not going
So
for like a
so so
full
question so
BEE
question then.
collection.
So obviously then when they come out with Birding Blaze, you're not going to get that because you'll already
No,
have
no,
her.
okay. The super characters are different characters.
So
in
they
this
so when they
scenario.
announce like, okay, we came up with the Sonic Prime, like, hey, we got a 9 plush, you want a 9 plush?
Okay, I wouldn't get a 9 plush. I don't
Okay,
really want Sonic
we
9
have
plush.
found the limit.
Like when it starts being characters in costumes, then that's where I'm good.
You don't want a new hat for you don't want Cowboy Sonic.
No, I don't want Cowboy Sonic or Outlaw Shadow, even though it'd be very funny to like have them have a little duel.
It doesn't if they're in a mobile game, doesn't matter, but if they're in a mobile card game, well that's something.
Oh man, they could make a conductor plush and I would buy it.
That would be funny. I probably wouldn't buy it because I
I
already
mean,
understand the extent of my problem and I don't
I
need
mean
to
they
augment it.
made a plush for Don Papa, which I need to get around to buying.
Look. I have to know my limits. I really like that Darampa plush. I have not purchased it, and I probably will not. And you
I
cannot
am going
convince
to
me
purchase it
otherwise.
once I remember to do it and I find a place for it. So moving on to the Sonic CrossWorld and Summer Game Fest news. Um,
I moved
Okay.
things around. I wanted you to give your impressions before we actually got into the news because
okay, all
that's
right. So,
Yeah, go ahead. I'm going to say this would be a good time for you to talk. I am going to head out for a little bit. I'll still be able to listen.
okay, that's fine.
So I'm going to mute my mic for right now, and you just go ahead and chat.
cool.
All right, okay. So, I might as well just talk about my trip. So I got to fly down to Los Angeles for my second ever Summer Game Fest. It thankfully went largely better than the first time I went. Like my flight only got delayed one. My flight to LA only got delayed 1 hour instead of like 4. This time, like they just had a flat tire to change. They didn't have to change planes. But so that was like the only complication. That and the hotel I went to didn't have a ground floor lobby, which confused me significantly. They apparently have it on the 34th floor. um, but it was a great view up there. I will at least give it that. So it's like yeah. Um, but the next day I went to Summer Game Fest. I checked in and all that stuff, and I went to my Sega appointment at 4, and I got to play the game, and I had a lot of fun with it. Now, like I just want to say for the record, I did largely enjoy the demo from the first time around. Like I had my issues with it. I felt that the weapons were very unbalanced. I felt that the trick system had been completely neutered. Um and like this overall just didn't feel as good as Sonic and Racing All-Stars Transform did. But for this one I made the choice of okay, my appointment's at 4. I have my Steam Deck here, and I have my Switch 2 here. Um, I had to play some Mario Kart World to do some last minute testing to make sure I could like record my entire play session in 4K. So I got some like last minute Mario Kart World playing that way. But I also played a couple cups of Sonic and All Stars Racing Transformed. And when I went into the main game, so when it was time for my demo, I went to Sega. They checked me in. I got to sit down. I do still miss the free flowing form of ETH where you could just wait in line for a demo and play as many times as you want. But regardless, this time, unlike last time where I only had 15 minutes, this time I had a full hour. So I really got to get into it. And like, I had a lot more fun this time around. Like, the feel of the driving didn't feel as alien from Transformed as I was expecting it to. Um,
And do you feel that way about both cars and boards, or specifically about one or the other?
okay, so I do feel that way about both in general, but most of my demo experience was the boards because the Extreme Gear was new. I knew, like, when I got invited a month ago, it's like, okay, the focus here is going to be the Extreme Gear. And so that is what I'm going to primarily play because I'm flying across the country and spending hundreds of dollars to do this. So I am going to focus primarily on the new things, which is why, two out of the three videos I have is focused on the Babylon Rogues because they were the new characters. But I will say that, like, going from Transformed and Mario Kart World to this game, the drifting still felt pretty good to me. Which I know Shig said that, like, he thought the drifting felt different
Do you,
during the play session. What
Obviously, I am asking you to compare something to a memory from months and months and months ago. Do you feel like it feels satisfying because it's different, or do you feel like it feels refined?
I feel like it does feel refined. I definitely feel like I had an easier time maneuvering around.
Okay.
Um, like, one thing I will say about drifting in all of these games is that, like, in Sumo Digital, it could feel a little stiff. Like there was a specific drifting arc that kind of like you were kind of like stuck into to an
Right.
extent.
You
I
would
felt
want
like
to, like, a big part of that game is learning what that arc is and
yes,
mastering when to implement it so that you can take as inside of a curve as you reasonably can.
I feel like the arc in this game is a little more like lenient. Like I feel like I can maneuver around a little better while I'm drifting. And I do think that is a good thing. Now this is especially true for the Extreme Gear, which the Extreme Gear they knock controls differently from the vehicles as I was expecting. Because I like going into like when I first heard about their inclusion when the game was announced, my initial thinking was, "Wow, like these things must control very differently. Like how are they going to implement these into a game with cars?" And like the answer is basically just like, yeah, they feel like cars, but they are much lighter,
The way
and
you
they
kind of described it to me, my point of comparison was like, it sounds like it's the difference between having a motorcycle or a car in Mario Kart.
I think that is a good comparison. Like, yeah, it's basically just a different type of vehicle with a different level of maneuverability, and and like you will get knocked around by the cars in this while you're on extreme gear, but you get maneuverability as the price for that, and like that maneuverability feels very good. Like there were times when I felt like I could really like just collect a whole string of rings without too much trouble. And like I am like mediocre at best at these games. So like to be able to do that, like it felt really good. So like the drifting, the controls, I think they all compare very favorably to Sumo Digital and Mario Kart World. Like it just feels good. I will if anyone says that they don't, I will just not understand them at this point. Like with the original game, with the original demo, like back in February, I do feel like you could kind of make the argument that like the cars feel like they're a little like they kind of are lacking in some weight, which I don't think they are anymore. The tricks, they've slowed down the tricks. The tricks feel a little more deliberate. You can still spam them all to hell,
But
but that's
do
also technically something you can do in Mario Kart World, so maybe I guess that's less of a problem
well,
now.
well, one of the big differences, and one of the things that the sumo games emphasized is Mario Kart World. It won't really punish you for deciding to do a trick while you are about to land. But that was something that the sumo games were really big on. Was like, okay,
Yeah,
if you initiate a trick, you better know that you have time to pull it off before you land, or you will basically sort of skid out a little bit.
CrossWorlds, I feel like, does not give you as much of a boost from the tricks, but you
Does
can
it
still
punish you
spam them.
for
There is
spamming
no
it poor?
punishing.
Okay, so you do as much as you can. You kind of mash it, and then it
Yeah.
gives you whatever it feels
Which,
like it
like,
gave you.
the tricks are the things that have easily changed the least, because it's like, you, like there's still like a thing that you can turn on to like do the trick super fast. It looks really weird, but like when you turn that off, the tricks are slower and maybe a little weightier, but you still can't like maneuver or anything. Like
I
I cannot like go off a ramp, then twist and then like do a barrel roll over to the right or left, and and then like get a trick boost out of
I
that. Like it's
prefer
just like
I prefer the risk reward system, but I could see
I
how it might be better for accessibility to not have that.
I prefer that too, but like I don't think the game is damaged that much by it
Yeah,
overall. Like I
that's not the thing that would make or break that game.
I admit playing Mario Kart World kind of changed my perspective on that a little bit, because it's like, oh, all right, like if Mario Kart can get away with it, I guess it's fine. But and another big thing is that the items did feel better and they felt more balanced. Like the my big complaint last time was you constantly get hit, you constantly get power weapons.
Oh, we
It's all
lost him
attack,
again.
attack, attack, attack.
Oh, we lost him again.
Um.
That's okay. You're back. Good.
Oh. Okay. Okay. All right. I'll go back
Just
30
one
seconds.
sentence.
Like my big issue from before was from the February demo was that the weapons would was that the weapons were very powerful and was like attack, 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 attack. There wasn't much use of defense. There wasn't much use of boost. This felt way different. Like for one, I maybe got one monster truck when I wasn't in basically last place, and like I think I activated in fourth place or something, and it lasted like a second, and then it was done. Which that makes sense. Like that's how you would balance these weapons. Is if you use them when you're like further up on the thing, like they're not going to be as effective because you don't need it as much now. But but like the only time I ever like got a whole bunch of power weapons was one time with, man, I think it must have been Jets. When I was like way in the back of the pack, and it just gave me a monster truck, drill rest, and then another monster truck. That only happened once versus like constantly in the original February demo. And like instead, I got a lot more Wisp boosts. I got a lot more like weaker weapons,
It's
like the punching glove,
it's
the
funny
homing rocket.
because those are some things that I would say had changed had like balance changes between Mario Kart 8 and Mario Kart World, is that there is a greater emphasis on boost items and a little bit toning down of like offensive weapons.
I definitely feel that in Mario Kart World as well, because like I think whenever I'm far behind, most common stuff I get is Bullet Bill and the Invincibility Star.
Yeah.
Like I have gotten a few Bullet Bill giant mushroom combos when I'm doing real badly. Um,
But even then, like you get a lot of things that are just like, okay, yeah, have a boost. Like the Yoshi takeout meals are exclusively like it doesn't matter where you are in the race, like it's just going to be a boost.
yeah.
It's cool.
And in addition to all that, like the weapons do feel weaker. Like one big issue I had with that game is that I would get whacked constantly, and then like that would absolutely kill my speed, which didn't feel good. But like that just didn't happen much here. Like even when I was getting hit, I was still generally moving. Like there's this one like video, there's this one bit with Wave early on in my playthrough where I think a monster truck or something must have just flattened me. But like I was still cruising through the warp ring after that happened. Like I only lost a little bit of speed. And like so like the flow of getting attacked feels better now. And so like the game just overall does feel much better now than back in February. And I don't know how much of that was just the AI. Like maybe the AI was toned down, and like maybe when I'm playing multiplayer again, like some of these issues will rear their head again. But like even if that was the case, like it couldn't have been everything, because like I said, the weapons did also feel weaker, and the balance had to have been different. um so it's like, yeah, the game feels a lot better now. I still wouldn't say it necessarily replaces Transformed, but that's just because Transformed is just a different kind of racing game in terms of like what it wants to focus on and stuff.
Yeah, I
Um,
like as much as I would like another Transformed in sort of the technical requirements of it, like it I can still put up like I could still have a lot of fun with this game if as long as like the like to make a comparison, I'm wi- I am willing to forgive a lot in the structure of a game if it feels incredibly satisfying to play, as is evidenced by me being like the only person who legitimately likes Team Sonic Racing.
I think it's fine. I think Team Sonic Racing is fine. But and I will also say that the flying did feel better as well. The drifting flag was something I felt kind of unsure of
It would probably
in
be
the
hard to
demo, but
tell, but does it reward you for like jumping out of the way of something that might imminently
oh,
hit you?
no, I don't think so.
Okay.
But also the water, the boat controls where you're jumping up in the air, they made that more useful by like putting things up for you to hit,
Okay.
and that was feeling more satisfying to use as well.
Is it more along the lines of like of hit this or you will take damage, or is
Oh
it
no, no,
like
it's like, hey, we're putting these item boxes up in the air. You have to jump to hit them,
okay.
or like red rings. Red rings was a thing that was introduced here that I haven't seen anyone talk about, and I guess that's because like the red rings don't really add that much.
It
But
sounds like the
uh,
red rings are going to be used in the same way that any of the mobile games have decided to use the red rings.
hello.
I'm still here. Or can you hear
Oh,
me?
okay. Broke. You were breaking up a bit. As
But
near as I can tell, like red rings are basically a way to get more tickets,
yeah,
which I believe are the in-game currency.
yeah, it sounds like it's been translated in the same way that the mobile games tend to translate them anymore.
But I do
Like
appreciate them as just like this.
that's the real thing that they need to do as the canon for the series is no the Sonic series has a defined currency and it's the red rings because they use those for currency in everything.
um,
I just
but
want to say real quick, GX, there has been times when your voice kind of cuts out right at the end of your sentences. I've been noticing
ah,
just for a little bit.
So
Not too
behind
bad.
so hey, just to be clear, that doesn't matter for my track because I am the one streaming.
okay, but like that
Okay.
is I am missing some of what you're saying.
Okay.
Um, so but anyway, what were you saying?
I was making a crack about
Oh,
the
okay.
nature of currency in Sonic's world and how we have a currency in Sonic's world. It's the one they always charge you currency for, and the one they always use as currency, red rings.
Well, in any case, so like yeah, so there's a new red ring thing that you can collect, which I find that to be a fun little addition to to the tracks. But the big addition, which I really appreciate as someone who loves this feature whenever it pops up in other games, is there's a rival system, where you can, where like the game chooses a rival for you who will have a beef with you throughout the entire Grand Prix.
Unless you are a
And like,
very pedantic
fun.
YouTube commenter.
and it's like, and like, but basically, and like basically, you'll get like an opening cutscene where the two characters will talk smack at each other, or if they're very friendly with each other, they'll like say, "Hey, do your best, little buddy." I think that's what Sonic says to Tails. Um, but like then, like over the course of the race, the characters have like a couple of canned lines that they will say as they are winning or losing, and they have some additional lines at the end of the race, depending whether you beat them or not. Eggman like always like has a new stage of his master plan. um, and so like it adds some much needed personality to the game's Grand Prix, which I really appreciate.
Well, it's one
Like
of the things that Team Sonic Racing did so well is like every character had some sort of it had some sort of interaction with every other character, regardless of whether it made a whole lot of sense or not. Like Zavik has probably like 6 lines purely in reaction to Amy Rose doing something. Like Metal Sonic alone just has like over 100 different styles of metal whirring in that game. So like having these interactions or something that you'd probably want if it's going to be singularly focused. And as D-Days in chat kind of brings up, it sounds like Izuka is saying that the crossover characters may not have the same interactions. Is something coming out now?
I was going to bring it up once we got to that, but yes, this is only going to happen between the core 24 characters, he said, which I'm guessing the 24th character will be Supersonic.
Which is unfortunate because Sage and Hatsune Miku might have something interesting to say to each other.
Yeah, that would have been cool. That would have been awesome, like hearing Ichiban say stuff to, I guess, Shadow or whatever.
It's the kind of thing that does make me wonder. Like, I hope that these guest characters are at least voice acted in some way. It's hard to like. We certainly don't know. Ichiban was not voice acted in the footage that we received, but I don't
Let me
think
see if I can find the exact quote since we're talking about this now.
But at the same time, like I don't think those ones are going to be out at launch, as far as we know. So it's possible
they are not. No.
So it's possible that they are still in development.
So the guest characters are going to each get their own track and vehicle. And they're going to be releasing throughout the what's the word? Throughout the
season pass,
like throughout the first year.
Yeah,
they are separate from the season pass. They're free.
Okay.
Okay, so Asuka said there will be no interaction between the collaboration characters. We have to be aware of the IPs involved, so the voice dialogue will be limited to Sonic's 24 characters.
So the problem is there's multiple ways that you could take that, like either dialogue or just voice acting in general.
Yeah, or it could just be, they can't be rival characters, which, man, you mean I can't have Sonic and SpongeBob talking smack to each other?
That would be good. I would be very interested in Dr. Eggman's reaction to literally any other outside series character. So
I bet there could be some fun things he could say to SpongeBob. But yeah, like for me, like the rival system activates the same neurons in my brain as like SSX Tricky's like character disposition system did, where like a character could get really friendly with you or really start to hate you depending on how you interact with them. Like I would just have this one character that I would just pick on throughout the race, and they would get really angry with me and start like pushing me down whenever they came by me or something.
On a related note, though, like we have heard both Wave and Jet's new voice actors, and they're surprisingly good for
Well,
those
they aren't
characters.
new. They are from Sonic Free Riders.
They are, but we haven't like re-encountered them in a long time, and it's very possible that like even now, like I would say that sounds better than they did in Free Riders.
Yeah. Well,
Like
they have better voice direction now than they did back in 2010.
100%. Like one of the things I have lots of reasons to hate Jet. Like one of them is Jet is the Street Fighter Dan of the series, but Sega doesn't seem to understand that in the way that other people do.
I
Uh
mean, there was that one story from Evan Stanley that I
yeah,
think encapsulated that well.
yeah, it encapsulated it very well. There's nothing in any of the Sega games that like encapsulate that meaningfully. Like I would hope something would in this game, but you know, we'll see what they do with it. But a lot of it was just boy, the fact that his voice actor and Sonic's voice actor were the same person for two of the entries of that series, and that performance was miserable was one of the big reasons why I hated that character, because I despised any time I would have to listen to that voice performance.
Yeah. Like, first we have Sonic, and then we have Sonic with a chicken in his throat.
Yeah. Like Scratch from Adventures
Just
of
say
Sonic the
Sonic's
Hedgehog is a more
impersonation of
tolerable
Scratch.
voice.
What did you say, Shigs?
I said it kind of sounds like Sonic's impersonation of Scratch, is what I was going to say.
Sure.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
I think we were on the same wavelength, but I got it out before you.
So, and I also did catch a bit of Storm, who honestly, I don't think Wave and Storm were that bad in the 4 Kids years, but
They're not.
Storm's also gotten an upgrade, I think.
They're not, but like they could. It's the same issue as most of it. Like the voice direction in that was so not good. It's like I've heard other things that who was Amy? Was old Amy Ortiz? Was that who she was in the 4 Kids era? Like I've
Ortiz was,
Lisa Ortiz.
yeah,
for Amy.
I
yeah,
have
Lisa
heard
Ortiz and Sonic X Amy.
I have heard other anime that she's been in that are a better performance than the Amy Rose stuff. And like even then, like Amy Rose is one of the better performances in that era of stuff, despite me not loving the characterization. So you know, like I'm trying to think of where I'm actually going with this sentence. Let's continue and pretend that I didn't say anything.
All right. So moving on from this, Shigs, you have any questions about the CrossWorlds? What I played?
Not too much. How's the bumping going? It's one thing that always bothers me was you
Well, you do
bump
still
into
lose
another racer. There's
rings,
usually
but you
but
don't.
is it like triple hops or just like one little hop?
Oh, I barely even notice the impact now.
Well,
Like,
I'm
Okay, that's good.
I'm guessing they still like a big part of the game is still the build of your vehicle and the and what you equip, and looking at some of the footage that you took before, it looks like you get to change your builds between races if you would like.
yeah, you do get to modify the you do get to modify like the abilities of your vehicle. I don't remember if I ever actually managed to successfully do that though. Like I think I kept accidentally just continuing the race.
I mean,
But
it's
it
an
does.
hour between of an hour of experience or something, so it's like only so much that you can explore through
Yeah.
that. But my point largely being like that it would
So like you can modify your build depending on like the how you're feeling about the race, I guess. Then yeah.
and you could probably like if the bumping is a big mechanic. If the bumping is a big mechanic that they have built upgrades around, that would be weird for them to take it out. So it probably is
I don't
some
know.
degree of mechanic.
I guess know that like when I hit the wall, I do still lose rings, but it doesn't it doesn't feel like it's like I'm getting knocked back by it or anything. It feels closer to like what you might expect from these games, where it's just like you hit something, you make an impact, then you just keep going. So it definitely feels toned down on that front.
That's good. That's good to hear. And we also
So
have to remember that the beta we played back in February, for me and GX, that was online, and online's
Oh, I
always
didn't
a
even
lot more intense
I didn't
than
even get to
GX
play
didn't
it.
single
have
player.
access.
Oh, okay.
Keep in mind, I don't own a PlayStation 5.
Ah,
You guys keep I think you guys keep forgetting that. I also think that other people on staff
well, it's
keep.
been like 5 months, so I could have completely forgotten.
No, I've gone. I do not own a Series X. I own a Series S, and I own a PC, and I have gone in on just building a nice PC and having that be my console.
And you have a Switch too now.
And I have a Switch too,
um,
and a Steam
so
Deck.
moving on, that wasn't the only game I played at Summer Game Fest.
Yeah, give me some
I figured
Shinobi.
like, hey, if I'm gonna fly across the country for a game I've technically already played, I might as well do something else. And I got
Now,
an appointment for Shinobi at 6 p.m.,
Yeah.
which stressed me out a bit because I I thought that it was gonna make me a little too like. I thought it was like a little too close to my flight, but then I remembered, oh wait, no, I'm gonna have the whole extra hour. So
That's
I
great conditions to play a game like that under.
well, regardless, like I had a lot of fun. I'm a big Shinobi guy. Like I love Shinobi 3D. I love Shinobi 3. Um, so like I love the fast paced action. This game feels really good to play. Like I'm a little sad that they didn't like bring back the counter mechanic from 3D, but what they give you instead feels about as good, and doesn't require the same level of precise timing, which is probably better for most people. Um, but like the gameplay is really just based around like really fast attacks and combos, and it's like you can like dash, you can like dash, but you can like do you can do quick attacks, strong attacks. They both move very fast. It both feels really good to pull off, and you can also like use the dodge button and the run button to like move really quickly across the environment, or like like move between different enemies, and like you can build up your combo further that way, and it just feels real good. um like in addition to that, like the animations are gorgeous. Like this is a really nice looking game. Like it feels like something that's gonna be worth the $40, no question. um It's got like full voice acting as you might expect from their previous efforts, uh,
Cool.
and it's and it's like the animation, like it's just very fluid. um, and the music's decent. I didn't really get. I don't remember a whole lot from that, but it's like I don't know. It felt like it was ninja music.
Would you compare?
Um,
So it as a Shinobi game, is it more in the style of the 3DS game?
No, I would say like it almost kind of just sort of feels like a refined version of Shinobi 3, I guess.
Oh,
Like
okay.
the movement's much more fluid. The shuriken is quite limited. Like you cannot, like you have 5, so you cannot like spam it like a shooter anymore. It's much more focused on the sword combat, which is now its own button. Instead of like like it all being relegated to a single button. So it does kind of allow for a little more strategy, a little more like thoughtfulness in regards to how you fight. But you can no longer really play it like a shooter anymore. But I will certainly compare it more to like a fluid Revenge of Shinobi than Shinobi 3D, because like I said, like with Shinobi 3D, like the counter was pretty core to that game, I think, and that's just not what they do here. Instead, it's much more focused on just like dodging enemy attacks. And I encountered a few different enemy types, which really do a lot to spice up the combat. There is this archer who is, I think, voiced by the lady who does the main Fury in Hades. Like she sounds exactly the same performance. Um, and she like fires arrows, and they like come down on you from the sky like lightning bolts, and they do a lot of damage, but they're decently easy to dodge. And so like she's an enemy that you really want to prioritize taking out, because if she gets you, it really gets you. And then there's another enemy who pops in later who will heal all the other enemies, basically making them impossible to kill. And so like you have to navigate up to him first to take him out. So like, this stuff does do a lot of stuff to like kind of add additional flavor and strategy to the various battles. So it's not like just button mashing or anything. And the level that I got to play was also decently big. There were a bunch of like optional explorable areas that I couldn't figure out how to access. Like they talked about them before the demo, but like nothing I did seemed to actually get me into them, so I guess sort of ignored them. But it does look like there's going to be a lot to explore in these levels. They're not just linear one-way affairs. And then like finally we got to the final boss of the demo, and like he was this big monkey guy that like had this big old staff with all these like fairly choreographed attacks that I still couldn't dodge effectively enough to beat him, which was unfortunate. But like that boss was like really fun to fight because his attacks are big uh, and he's fast, but like he really tests all of your like movement skills at the end there. So like yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's definitely a game that's on my list now. Like unquestionably, like I'm definitely gonna buy this come August. And if you like just love like fun action games, I definitely would recommend it.
Does
From what I played.
do you feel like the difficulty skews? Because I know Shinobi games can be pretty
Honestly,
challenging.
I thought it was. I thought it was mostly on the easy side.
Okay, it might
Um,
just be an early part of the game as well, but
well, it was the start of the game. Like it starts with like you, with your wife, and with your pregnant wife, in a field of flowers. And then like your student says, "Hey master, I'm having trouble with this move. Can you teach it to me at the other side of the field?" And that's when the bad guys attack. And she does survive, thankfully, although they do say that they killed all your other students, so I guess there's that. um and it's still got that kind of fusion of feudal Japan and modern technology that Shinobi has always had as sort of its trademark. um So yeah, so those were the games I played at Summer Game Fest. On my way home, I got to play some more Cyberpunk 2077. I took the red eye back to Florida. That wasn't fun. Like I was feeling sore still this morning when I woke up. Like th- these flags always take it out of me after a while. But yeah, so that was Summer Game Fest. So CrossWorlds, we did get a whole bunch of news about the game as well. As we discussed previously, we had crossover characters confirmed. Miku, Ichiban, Joker coming as free DLC. As near as I can tell, like, the Sega characters are going to be the free DLC characters. And depending on the graphics that you look at, like, we're either getting 7 additional ones or 10. Like,
or at least rather like the Sega ones, the 3 Sega ones that they have announced as being free characters.
yeah.
Right.
Well, no. They are in a selection of free characters. Like we are getting 7 to 10 more free character updates.
Okay.
And these characters will include a vehicle and a track. So like we haven't seen the tracks for Miku, Ichiban, and Joker yet, but we are getting them. In addition to that, they also announced the season pass. which we'll get into that a little later. But the one thing that they confirmed was Minecraft. Was Minecraft, which is Alex, Steve, the explosive thingy. I'm forgetting its name. Creeper, and
Yep, Creeper.
Sure, yeah.
one Minecraft, and the one and the minecart, and then a Minecraft track, which looks pretty cool. And we're getting five DLC packs after the fact, which officially we don't know what they are. Um, but I assume, but we will be getting into that in a little bit. How are you guys feeling about this digital content and stuff so far?
I don't know how I feel about a season pass. Well, I can't say I don't know how I feel about season pass when we had the same thing with Mario Kart 8, I guess. That was
Well,
more like
like
the DLC purchase type.
So it's like we're getting a digital deluxe edition that includes the season pass, early access, the prime characters, and we're getting a Werehog pre-order. So it's the usual Sega digital deluxe crap. But I will say that for once, this digital deluxe actually has something that makes it worth it.
Oh yeah.
But then of course we
Yeah.
do get into the prices, which
Yeah.
is
People
Hey,
are
you think paying $80 for Mario Kart World is expensive? Try 90 now.
well,
I
no, it is $70 for CrossWorlds.
Yeah,
yeah.
$70 for the
$20
main
for
one,
the
90 if
digital
you're getting
deluxe
digital
upgrade.
deluxe.
Yeah, $10
That's what I
upsell
meant.
as they have continued to do. Or no, $20 upsell.
$20 upsales. Yeah.
Yeah. I look look. I don't under I don't think Sonic fans, or I don't think video game fans in general, have any meaningful understanding of macroeconomics. I have been pounding this drum of this is what games have to cost in this era. This is why you are seeing so many studios go under, why there are so many layoffs, because it's so incredibly hard to make a profitable game now unless you increase costs.
Well,
It's
there's
hard to
also been loads of mismanagement. Let's be fair there.
some of it is mismanagement from some companies, some of it
Like
is
every
not.
single publisher is going in
Not
on
every
live
no
service games.
A lot of publishers have done really stupid things and made really big stupid mistakes over the pandemic. Like, I am not here to defend the actions of Embracer Group. They're the biggest idiots around. But I am going to say that it's not just the people involved in acquisitions that have been going under. A lot of smaller studios cannot stay afloat, even outside of the big publisher sphere. Like, it's a bad sign. The industry is going through a really tough time. It's the problem of the industry. We had a price that stayed the same for as long as we did, because what was happening was gaming as a hobby was growing. It could make more money because there were more people coming in. We are now hitting a situation where the people who are in are really focused on a specific selection of
Sorry.
service games, and we are dealing with the fact that the core gaming audience isn't growing. It's kind of hitting its max of what it probably could be, because we have a new generation of people who continuously grew up to games. Like, how do you increase the audience in an era whenever like games cost more to make than ever? Like, you can't square that circle of like games still need to cost the same, but also they cost more to make, but also there aren't more people buying them. Like, something has to give, and the answer for that is like, okay, a lot of companies go out of business and a lot of games have to increase in price because most of the money in the industry is going to your Fortnite, your Marvel Rivals, your not Overwatch anymore, your Hoyoverse games. Like, anything that's like a big service game that was able to make it, that got their lottery ticket that succeeded, is what's consuming a lot of the audience and a lot of the money. Like, even Roblox is like so much of the industry right now. Like, something has to give, and I don't see how people can't see the line between, oh my god, all of my groceries are more expensive, and oh my god, all of my video games are more expensive. Like, that's an easy understand. That's a line that's very easy to see a direct through line for. Macroeconomics
Well,
aren't that hard. It's supply and demand and manufacturing and creation costs. Things cost more to
well,
make. Therefore, you either have to sell more of them, which we're kind of hitting peak amounts that we can sell more of, or you charge more.
well. Now, so like when it comes to $70, like I had made peace with that already. Like
Yeah.
I had decided that after years of avoiding buying those games at full price with the Switch 2, I was gonna start buying the $70 games, which I did
Sure.
with Cyberpunk 2077. I'm not yet at that point with $80 games. But that being said, like when it comes to 70, like I've made peace with that. I'm there now. So with CrossWorlds, it's like $70. That is just the price of games now. Like
Price of getting it.
they
And to be clear, I if $70 is too much for you to play a game, if you do not think that that's a good price or an effective use of your money, my stance is do not buy it. Like, there are things worth being mad about the price, and they are things that you have to buy. Things like food is worth being mad about what it costs. Things like medication is something worth mad about being mad about the price. Things like rent, you can be mad about the price. Something that's going to be entertainment is harder for me to really give you any sympathy on. Like, there are Lego sets that I would love that are like $500. I'm not mad that I don't have $500 to spend on a Lego set. I just understand that, like, okay, well, I can't buy or play this. I guess I'm going to have to make different entertainment choices, which it sucks. Like, I don't think anyone here is going to say it doesn't suck, but I am going to say, like, okay, well,
well,
part of
I hate Lego, so
oh, that's not even part of the argument, my dude. Like
I'm
if
having
Easter,
fun.
if let's put it this way, if East what is it? What's the plush company?
Great Eastern Entertainment.
Great Eastern. If Great Eastern started saying, like, okay, our Gamma plush is $100, like, you would basically be
I wouldn't be
priced out
buying
of
that.
you would be priced out of your hobby, and that sucks. But that also means, like, okay, well, you're gonna have to think about
One
what
reason why I started was because it wasn't $100. So
exactly.
I wouldn't really call it a hobby.
Well, sure, but what I'm saying is, like, we have to be accepting that we probably will not be, like, we are entering an era where we're not going to be able to buy all of the games that we want. Like, I don't think it's worth making a big stink on Twitter, because
I mean,
that
I
will not.
already just like ignore most new game releases because I'm pretty content with with my backlog now.
Yeah, well, I
Like
mean,
Partly
long
like
term.
retro gaming is becoming popular. I mean, up here in the Northwest, I can think of I can go to about a dozen different retro game stores that just primarily sell
sure.
old software and
Sure,
such.
like that's like
Everyone's gonna have their own version of, like, how to cope with that. Like, I'm playing retro games as well, but I am saying, like, we as a community have to be prepared for it to hit our hobby, because this is not a problem isolated to our hobby. This is a
well, that
problem.
is a point I made on Twitter was that like Sonic fans have been isolated from a lot of these like
Sega, Sega,
practices
yeah.
forever.
Like
Because it's
like
like,
Sega.
you
Yeah, I
know,
mean, how much was Sonic Origins and Sonic Superstars? I think was 50, and Sonic Origins was like
Sonic
40, right?
Origins was $40. Sonic
Yeah.
Superstars was 60.
Now,
Uh,
now
Oh,
like
obviously,
okay.
Frontiers was 60. Generations was 50. We've never had a $70 game even after that became the industry standard back in 2020. Like this, we're finally it's finally happening. Like 5 years later.
and to be clear, like because I don't think a lot of Sonic fans follow some of the financial stuff. So in Japan, the Japanese government encouraged a lot of companies to give pay increases to a lot of their employees, and Sega was one of them that absolutely complied, along with a lot of other developers. Right now, Japan is going through a large devaluation of their currency, so they are really, really relying on high value foreign currency coming in. Combine that with the fact that they have previously announced to investors that they know development's going to get more expensive because the floor on what is acceptable is rising. You cannot make and release a Sonic game that even looks like Lost Worlds now on
You
major
can't you
console
can't
on major
and you
console
certainly can't do
platforms.
it like Frontiers. um,
Well,
like
Frontiers is like the baseline. Like you can get away with the Frontiers right now, and they largely have, but you can't make a game that looks worse than that.
I mean, I've seen lots of Sonic fans complaining about the animation in that game.
Yeah.
And you know how you get better animation? You spend more money.
Yes. And then
Right.
it costs more. This is why
And
AAA
like
development
CrossWorld, by and large, has pretty good animation, I think, from what we've seen.
Crossworlds looks fantastic. I've been continuously impressed with the attention to detail. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring up the fact that we can get into leaks. When we got out, so hey, leak rumor talk. If you're sensitive to that, maybe bow out, maybe skip it. But
Yes, leaks now.
the most obvious one is we got a lot of footage of SpongeBob. And yes, some people are mad. They're like, I don't want SpongeBob in my game. I looked at that footage and my reaction was, wow, they put a lot of attention to detail in this external character and the track that he is associated with. Like, there's work and effort put into this. If there's that amount of work and effort put into a SpongeBob, then imagine what they can do for a Ninja Turtles or an Ichiban or any of the other core Sonic worlds that exist in this thing.
Like, I didn't have much time. I didn't like have much time to like look at the animations while I was playing because I was like just trying to win. But it's like I was looking through some of my footage and like I got to a bit where Wave got crushed, which I mentioned earlier, and like afterwards, like she didn't just go back to normal. Like she had this whole annoyed animation
Yeah.
where it's like she put her arms down.
Like this is not
So
this is not the first kart racer that has SpongeBob in it, but I would say this certainly beats the square pants off of anything put out by Game Mill.
Right.
and of course, then we also had the King Wisp with his whole
Well,
flexing thing.
look. King Wisp is very special to me specifically. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, like, this is an amazing reflection of what the animation could be in here. I'm just going to say, look, King Wisp is for me. King Wisp is for me and my
1,600 views on
relationship
that
with this.
YouTube short.
We got some fair things. We had some interesting conversations with fans regarding what is acceptable with that, but you know.
But like, yeah, like $70 for a game, that's normal now. $20 for a season pass with this much content, yeah. Like again, like we're getting something like 15 characters, 6 cars, 6 tracks, and all that extra crap I don't care about. Look, yeah, like yeah, $20 seems fair for that. Like
Yeah, probably.
15 characters is like almost
I'm gonna
another
be honest.
racing
I'm getting the
roster.
deluxe. I'm getting the deluxe edition for sure.
I I'm probably gonna have to do that as well.
Oh,
Like
I
because I'm like, especially if we don't like, it depends on review copy stuff, but like I'm gonna want to capture the footage for stuff like the Prime characters. So
sure.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be brutally honest now. Especially around the Switch 2, I'm starting to go like the digital route now because it's especially with Switch. You got just a whole library of games on these little tiny postage stamps that you
See,
walk over and change and everything, and it's not a big
welcome to
issue
the
with
digital
PlayStation.
side,
you see,
Yeah, the
kids.
iron-
PS5 or Xbox, but Switch 2, I'd rather just have a catalog, especially
ironically,
Yeah,
when things are just
ironically,
download anyway.
I'm moving in the opposite direction. Like until they can figure out like, okay, here's a reasonably priced 1 terabyte drive, then my attitude is like, well, I'm going to get a physical copy of Donkey Kong because then I don't have to put that on my memory.
Mm.
Oh,
Well,
well, I'm still getting Donkey Kong out of it.
I got
All right,
a
well,
$36 256 gig Express micro SD card. So if that keeps running, I'm gonna be good
I
there.
I was at Walmart today. I saw the same one that you got. I looked at it and my unfortunate reaction was like, I don't need double the storage. I need like triple the storage before
Yeah,
I'm
that
ready
is
to buy.
true.
yeah, maybe
Like
if
they
you're
do
gonna have
have
a
the
one
512 as
terabyte
well.
one, I'll probably get a 1 terabyte one in the future.
Yeah.
But like speaking seriously, just about my own personal needs, it's like I definitely think I can deal with 256 for uh, at least like the next 6 months.
Sure. If you're
But
smart about what you put on the machine, you can definitely work with it. It's just that like I don't want to have to make a purchase and then make another purchase.
yeah, but so the leaks. So like we already talked about SpongeBob.
It's
Um,
SpongeBob. You've got a Bikini Bottom track. The Bikini Bottom track looks kind of impressive. Like it goes
yeah,
through
I
a
think it looks
lot of
neat.
the locations of the show in diverse ways. Like you go into the Krusty Krab. There's a giant hole in it that I think you drive into, and then you can find a giant plankton robot like digging underneath it, stuck, that you have to drive around.
Huh.
You go through the jellyfish fields and everything. Like it's there's work and effort done into it. It seems like a pretty fun
Right.
track.
And like this is like old footage too of like
Yeah,
from like what 6 months from like November. So like this definitely isn't how it's going to look in the final version either.
I'm not a SpongeBob
Um,
fan, but like I can still look at and appreciate like when care and effort has been put into something, and it feels like care and effort has been put into it.
what I do find kind of funny is that like the scale is kind of wonky because you've got like a giant Squidward.
Oh sure, sure, but that's I mean you're working with kart racer logic.
Yeah, but oh, and there's like a big wave when you get to the beach too. Yeah, I never actually sat through the whole video.
Yeah,
But
it looks
anyway,
neat.
yeah. And in addition to that, we also are getting Avatar, which as a big fan of Avatar,
It
I'm trying to be excited for it because I
it
do love Avatar.
appears to be there is concept art part of the leak that was of an adult Aang.
Yeah.
It looks like there is also a basically a start to finish, non necessarily a loop based track where you start at I forget where you start, but you end at like the air temple, uh,
Um,
something like that.
I don't remember where you start either, but I do know that you eventually go to the Lion Turtle Island,
Yeah,
and that's
something
where you
like
can
that.
like pick a bending skill, which
Right.
sounds wild.
Yeah, they're like gates that give you like basically it sounds like, hey, pass through this gate and it will cause some sort of thing to happen. Like
From the
something
sounds of the descriptions, it sounds like each course like has its own set cross world, so it's like not gonna be random or anything.
okay.
But like So like there won't be like any mixing of franchises or anything there or
I wonder
something.
if that's a licensing thing, because that seems.
I would expect so, given what Izuka said about the voices. And also finally we do have the TMNT track, which seems to be based on Mutant Mayhem.
Which is funny
Although the
because
actual
it sounds like the actual turtles themselves are based on the '80s designs you kind of suggested.
like they had one of the turtles racing in a screenshot, and it was one of the '80s turtles. Now maybe that's
Yeah,
just like something specific to the prototype,
maybe.
but yeah.
But yeah, I mean, at the very least, I saw the party van concept art. It looked cool. I am a Ninja Turtles fan. I would love to be able to race as one of them or all of them, and that would excite me quite a lot.
Yeah, like honestly, the only ones I don't care about are Minecraft and SpongeBob.
Uh,
But like I like watch playing SpongeBob with my nieces back in the day. It was a good show. And
Well,
Minecraft,
my
I just
nephews are
love the
gonna go
idea of
nuts.
it.
Yeah, I was gonna
What
say
did you say?
my nephews will go nuts for this when he because three of their favorite things are SpongeBob, Sonic the Hedgehog, and Minecraft. So
I
they're
think
gonna absolutely want this for their Switch.
I think
Like,
more than
and that was
anything,
definitely
like I'm not gonna be wild about the Minecraft characters, but a Minecraft track seems like it would
yes.
be really interesting.
Like that's
Yeah.
what has me interested on in that regard. Is like characters, man, but the track does look cool.
And
Um,
like I'm extending that to Ichiban as well. Like having a location from Yakuza seems like it would be really cool, especially if it's a particular like urban location. Like the thing about Yakuza is that its locations, its like big RPG maps are really important to the identity of the series, partially because like as a manner of like saving as a manner of saving money, they reuse them constantly, which means you spend a lot of games in Kamurocho and you spend multiple games in Hawaii. But also just like they're RPGs. Like they're open world RPG type things where you spend a lot of time in small spaces and get really familiar with them, that they have identities and characters as locations, and getting to it's kind of like, do you remember when Mario Kart and like other Wii and Wii U games returned again and again to Woohoo Island?
yeah,
Like
I do. That was cool.
that's the level of identity that I would associate with some of the locations in Yakuza or Like a Dragon. That
I'm kind of wondering what the crossworld for that is going to be,
I,
because it's like they could do feudal Japan or Hawaii or I
I
don't
mean, the
know.
Hatsune Miku track is going to be wild. Like,
Oh man, I'm looking forward to that.
yeah, like that's another one.
It's
It's
kind of
like
funny to me that she's basically like a character now.
I mean, Sega has made a lot of Hatsune Miku games. Like, they
Yeah.
some of their most popular mobile titles in general are Hatsune Miku rhythm games, the Project Diva series. They
So what
made
were you
a
saying?
they made they are the company that made the Hatsune Miku movie.
To be honest, I thought Sega did own her.
As far as I know, she was licensed, but I don't know. Maybe she's licensed from another part of Sega. I don't know.
Yeah.
Um.
Uh
So, moving on. We did get a confirmed date of September 25th, which is not as soon as some other people were talking about, but it's definitely way sooner than what we normally get the yearly Sonic game at, which is normally like late October or November.
I like
Um,
it feels far enough away that by the time I feel like I'm fully done with Mario Kart, that I can actually start anticipating this, which
I hope that the Garfield kart game launches the same day. That would be hilarious.
I hope that Garfield's in this game. Like if we're going to be putting Paramount
That
characters
too.
in, just bird everything down.
Let's
Put
go to the
Garfield.
Sonic Garfield PC pack that comes back.
Like, they've got to see the connection there. Come on. And this is also the first indication of a Switch version having a Switch 2 upgrade, because the Switch 2 version will be coming out at a later date, but Switch 1 owners will be able to upgrade for $10. So
And
thankfully, Sega is going that route
and
finally.
as a result, the original Switch version costs $10 less than the other versions. So one would hope that the upgrade is only $10 to bring it up to the standard price. That way, like, it evens out to an equal value, but we don't
Yeah.
have any information on what the upgrade entails. We just know that, like, hey, Sega has not offered upgrades to other games, and this seems significant that they are finally doing that. Which,
And also,
It is
we
disappointing though that the Switch 2 one won't be at release because if they
yeah.
yeah,
had, that would be the one I'd be picking. So I'm just gonna
I mean,
probably
you
just
could
go with the
always get
PS5 version.
the Switch 1 version. You can upgrade later.
to me, it just says, like, hey, they're still really working on this game. Like, this game might
Yeah.
be coming in hot. I
Yeah.
hope it's
So you got to look at that
good
as a
by then.
positive.
Oh,
Yeah.
there was one thing I forgot to mention. That is that the background elements. They seem to have added some new background elements to the tracks versus last time, but they were running at a lower frame rate. Like very noticeably so. So like there's definitely an area of polish that they'll have to do before September. But it did add some neat stuff to the track. Like there's this one bit where there's this giant gun mech just kind of walking around, and like you'll have these jets flying overhead and stuff for metal harbors. That looks cool at least.
Like
Um,
there were a lot of indications that tech test was somewhat early. Like, we were noticing things that kind of looked like placeholder graphics. I am imagining that might not be Zaz's final voice. It very well might have just been a placeholder until they put in final stuff, but who knows? It definitely gives more and more the impression it's like, yeah, we can tell, like, how far along one build is to the other. So
So, but going back, so LRG is putting out a $250 collector's edition. And what I
yes, they
find
are.
funny about that is that like Games Cage took to Twitter and said, they're making they're making a collector's edition. LRG isn't involved, and like we celebrated
Yep. I
on the Sonic Stadium live reaction stream.
I was excited about that, and I don't plan on buying this thing.
Yeah, like neither am I. Like it comes with a bunch of stuff that like seems cool
Look,
enough.
look. Then we did, because we discovered then it was an LRG thing, and then we realized, like, oh, this is gonna be like one statue and a bunch of paper crap, because that's how they make their. That's the only way that you could realistically make money off of a collector's edition like this, is by making sure the stuff in it is cheap.
And technically, it's not all paper crap, but
It's not.
there's a statue of Sonic and Shadow like racing through one of those warp rings,
Yeah.
and then there's like some plastic stuff. I forget the word for it. The thing
Like,
that hangs from your rear view.
hey, it's
No,
got
that thing is the one I'm kind of interested in because I believe, looking at it, it looks like really old Sonic. I think that's based off that one old Sega racing game, which would have been Sonic's first
Red Mobile.
appearance. Yeah,
I
Red
Shakes.
think that
Mobile.
Red.
Shakes, you do not need to buy this to get a Sonic figure that you can hang on your window. I understand it looks like the other one,
I
and you
know,
might
but
not get the one, but
I, a Rad Mobile one would be pretty cool though
But yeah,
if
there's
you
a
can
for a
help.
collector's thing.
GX. There's a King
That does
Boom
not mean
Boo.
I'm paying $250. So that's
There's a
way too
King
much.
Boom Boo keychain. GX. You don't want a King Boom Boo keychain?
No, I
Wearing
don't.
I don't want
sunglasses.
a King
No,
Boom Boom
I don't.
keychain either.
There's nothing for
But
me to
there's a
do with
Sonic.
it. I'm not putting it on my keychain. My keychain has 3 things on it, and the biggest thing on it is like a tiny, tiny tape measure for practical
But there's a Sonic
purposes.
rear view mirror dangler. There's an art book, a steel book. There's a 24 foil trading cards, which
Because
I don't
they
know
love
who's
their
gonna be
trading
trading those with.
cards. LRG
2
loves
disc
its trading
Paper
cards.
soundtracks,
stuff.
and a stick-on chrome car emblem.
Yep.
And finally, the only thing I care about, because it will be available outside of this thing, of this $250 collector's edition. This is also how they confirmed the upcoming IDW Sonic Racing CrossWorlds One-Shot Comic.
What are
Which
you are you excited for this comic?
I mean, I don't know. I like this. Maybe the first
Which of
comic
the
book appearance of Sage.
which of the other comics that have been promotional in this way have you enjoyed?
Well, I like the one with Vice in it.
Did you like it entirely because it had Vice in it, or did you like it because it told a compelling story?
I liked it entirely because it had Vice in it.
My dude, like, I need to introduce you to Etsy. It's gonna blow your damn mind.
But like, yeah, like these have never been particularly good. I still remember that. I still remember back in the day when like there was this movement from these weirdos who was trying to get the Team Sonic Racing writer to replace Ian Flynn on IDW because he was like a woke SJW or something.
Ugh,
Oh God.
what is happening?
But yeah, we're getting a $5 comic book, so like probably gonna be about 32 pages or something. Um, and presumably
Maybe
we'll be hearing
there's
more
a lot
about
of
it.
regular comics that are $5 these days.
Yeah,
Sure.
but that's how IDW tends to price it. So I assume we'll be hearing more about it at like a later date. So wrapping things up, finally.
Do we want to talk about the
Um,
theme song?
yeah, well, yeah, we Izuka said something about online events, which does bring me hope that we're going to be getting online events that like could make me want to play online. But yes, the theme song and opening managed to find its way online, and I mean, I like it. Like I'll admit I have a shit taste in music, but that shit taste in music lets me enjoy lots of Sonic vocal tracks. So it's like I don't think the Sonic other Sonic fans necessarily have room to criticize here,
I
but like
so
yeah,
so so to kind of as very very limited science. I'm going to pretend this is science when this is in no way meaningful science. I put it to the Nintendo Discord server that I hang out in.
oh no,
Hey, I just posted this and I'm like, okay, I am not asking how you feel about current Sonic music. All I am asking is I want you to listen to this and I want you to tell me if you think it is better, worse, or about the same as other Sonic music. So the result of that was I had uh, two people who kind of felt like it was about the same, one person who was kind of like, yeah, it seems kind of worse, and then one person who was vehemently saying that, yeah, this is worse than other Sonic music. So it's going to be, I'm gonna say divisive. I don't
yeah.
care. Like I don't think
I
it's
mean, you know
any.
what? Fist Bump was also divisive, and that's one of my favorite Sonic theme
Well, I don't
songs.
think like this is any stupider than Sonic Heroes or
Oh, I
Endless
mean, I do hate Sonic
Possibilities.
Heroes.
Hmm?
I hate Sonic Heroes, but I love Endless Possibilities.
Just sort of paying attention to the lyrics of that is like I don't think this is any worse than those. I don't think this is any worse than some of the stuff people love about Sonic R. Like it's a different style for sure. It's going for a weird novelty pop thing, but I don't think that like on its face it's like, "Oh, this is notably bad. This is somehow offensive to other Sonic music and what other Sonic music is." Like, no, it's a big dumb track in a series that's full of big dumb tracks. And
And like, personally, I'm okay with like big dumb tracks because I'm just
yeah,
looking for something that sounds cool and like gets my blood pumping, and like that's what a lot of Sonic vocal tracks do.
look,
And I don't really care if the lyrics are stupid.
I don't complain a lot about Sonic vocal music, it isn't to say that I don't always enjoy it. It's just that, like, okay, I think it's stupid, and I would still rather have music that is on par with, like, the soundtrack of Lost World and its spectacular theme, but I'm still gonna listen to some of the tracks from Sonic Forces and really enjoy what they do with that.
Oh man, I love most of the vocal tracks in Sonic Forces.
I
Like,
I am still
probably the
not going
best
to
part of the
Oh
Avatar for
God,
me.
no.
I am not going to go to bat for Fist Bump, but
Well,
I
the
will
theme,
go to bat
some of
for
them are okay, but the main theme is just terrible.
I will go to bat for Fist
I will
Bump.
not
You
go to
two
bat for
people are
Fist Bump,
wrong.
but a
No,
lot of
Fist
the
Bump
other
is awful.
Gonna back you in the back of the head.
This song is very Fist Bump coded. Like it is very
It sounds
Go ahead.
it sounds like a YouTuber who's decided to put his own lyrics over some, theme music that never had lyrics before.
Yeah,
That's what it kind of sounds like to
it
me.
sounds like Sonic vocal music. Yeah. Yeah, it
No,
sounds like Sonic vocal
sounds like
music.
an anime opening
No.
done by like one of those English anime opening people.
Yeah,
Like
it
doing
sounds
the
like
English
Sonic vocal
vocal.
music. It sounds like
And I
all
like
of
that.
it is comparable to like a lot of the other Sonic vocal music. Any analogy that you could make, I'm just going to sit here and say, yeah, it sounds like Sonic vocal music.
Like I listened to quite a few of the anime English cover people, like I guess Amelie and such. So like I don't
Sure.
know.
Look,
Um,
if you want to give me the if you want to give me the Sonic song performed by Lynn, who does all the Persona music, like, then I'm probably going to be a little bit more on board. I'm not going to say that there isn't a tinge of irony of me enjoying it whenever she sings City Escape, but I do authentically enjoy it more than most other Sonic music, rather than just like, full on, like, I don't know, end of Sonic Heroes, like, let me show you what I'm made of, and just the ridiculous bombast of that. I
Let
think
me
there's,
show you just what I'm made of now. Oh, I
ugh.
love that.
Look, it's stupid. There are other songs that I like more than that, but I won't pretend like there isn't part of me that has a massive bit of nostalgia for it.
Like one of the old, like I don't like a few of the Shadow vocals, and I do not like the Sonic Heroes main vocal because it's just Sonic Heroes,
Okay,
and I don't know, it's
Yeah.
just
how do
annoying.
you feel about the Sonic in the Secret Ring soundtrack?
I didn't care for it at first, but grew on me.
Okay. Fight the Night?
Yes.
That's a yes one. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna say anything about it. I'm just gonna like, okay, we're I am learning. I am learning. We'll say it that way. I am learning.
It's not one I really come back to, like with me from Black Knight, but like it's one I've learned to enjoy over time.
But yeah, I just look at it and think like, if you're mad about lyrics, I might just sit here and start listing the lyrics to Sonic Heroes and ask you to point to the part where, like, which part of this song is cool? Which part of the All Hail Shadow lyrics are cool
I
and
mean,
make sense?
if you want to talk about lyrics, like even Live and Learn's lyrics are kind of
They
stupid.
all are! They
But like Live
all
and
are!
Learn, the way they scream it sounds effing cool.
Hanging on
The
the
way
edge
they
of
scream
tomorrow from the
Live
works
and
of
Learn hanging on the edge
yesterday,
of tomorrow
you
sounds
may
cool.
never find your way. Like, those are things that rhyme. Do they have a meaning? Like, I don't think so. It's tonal, but it doesn't have meaning.
In
Uh,
any case, I believe that is everything that we had slated to talk about tonight.
hey,
It was a lot.
there is at least one super form, we believe. There may be more, but we don't know. But there's at least
Yeah,
one super form.
there's at least one super form, and oh yeah, we already talked about rivals.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So, hey,
Like,
everything that we do, our opinions are our own, but broadly speaking, Sonic Talk is under the banner of Sonic Stadium over at sonicstadium.org. We are one of the internet's longest-running fan communities. Over at sonicstadium.org, we have forums, we have news coverage, we have streams and videos. You can look for us on your favorite social media of choice, be it Blue Sky or The Bad One, or YouTube or Twitch. We're on all of them. It should be great. We're also over on Discord, where you can chat with people like me and possibly Knuckles, but definitely not Shakes.
Early on there.
But yeah, we got some streams coming up. Friday is going to be Sega Sonic Radio. I have a special theme that I will try to announce tonight for this upcoming show. There will not be a weekly Wednesday stream, partially because we are doing our weekly stream tonight, and also because I have a board game night with some friends, so I will not be able to do it.
Yay!
Anything you guys want to plug?
Yes, I still need to do my write up for Sonic Racing CrossWorlds. It has just been such a thing lately that I guess haven't had time to get to it, and I have more things, family things like happening starting tomorrow. So I'm gonna have to find some time between all this stuff to get that done. But like, keep an eye out for my full detailed write up, which will be better and more well said than anything I said tonight, because I am a better writer than I am a talker.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to reading that one. I know you've been really tired after everything that's happened recently.
I mean, we all
And
have,
also,
but Knuckles especially. He's the
and
one that
also
had
like
to
check
travel.
out. Yep. And like big tiring switch launch and then a big tiring flight across the country. But like also YouTube, I posted a bunch of footage there, and GX posted a bunch of B-roll there of CrossWorlds, so go check that out.
Yep. And I have a lot of videos to upload to the channel still. So.
Yep.
Yep.
Including more B-roll.
Yeah. Peace all.
So peace out everyone until sometime near the end of the month.
Indeed.
See you later.